Hello, everyone. Hello, and I'm Trooper JP, and this is the Academic Foxhole. And welcome in. Uh, hey, everyone. How are you all doing? It is good to see you all. I hope you are doing well. It was a super late start hey, psych, everybody. It is so good to see every single one of you here. Um, I won't even. Uh, yes, Krellin. That is why it took me much longer than I thought to get here. Is because I was like, you know what I was thinking? A Nino. I was thinking, you know what? I'm gonna dye my beard and mustache. I'm gonna do it. I'm just, you know what? I have other things that I have to do. My life is full of like a lot of things to do, because moving, and email and all of that. And I was like, you know what? I've got so much to do. But what I'm gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna bleach and dye my beard right now. I feel like it's time. And yes, it is blue. It is blue. And hello, Dutch Teddy. And I thought, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dye my beard. But to dye my beard blue, uh, I have to bleach it first. Trooper, what's in the room your wife can't go? Also, where your ex-wives. Krellin, first off, look, I'm gonna just tell you uh, the thing about my ex-wives. Krellin, look. This is what happened. Um, it's like I got married, and then I went away on a trip, and then when I came back, that wife was just mysteriously gone. I don't know where she went. I got married like 17 or 18 more times, and each time I'd go off on a business trip, I would say, "Hey, you can do whatever you want in my apartment. Just don't open that one door." And then anyway, I just came home and they were just mysteriously missing. Would you like some meat pies? Is a question I'd like to ask. Uh, this is hey, Shawl Tails, how are you? So okay, so this is what happened. I went and I was like, I started the process at like 3 o'clock. I was like, 3 o'clock is probably good enough. Like that'll like 3 o'clock. That gives me like 3 hours before uh, stream starts. I can bleach and dye in 3 hours. That's no problem. Oh, Krellin, you should try the priest. It's too good, at least. But then again, they don't commit sins of the flesh, so it's pretty fresh. Um, I mean, there is an awful lot of fat, but only where it's sat, you know. And same if you didn't do it for Midsummer Mysteries. Troopers fitting Girl Thulu. Yeah. Because the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Stick to priest, you know. Uh, so, but here's the thing. It takes naps are lovely. Here's the thing. It took me 4 hours to get my beard finished. Do you know what I mean? So it was just one of those things. I was like, I don't have the time. Like during Midsummer Mysteries, I was like, I just did not have the time to do with that. So, but I was like, today it is like what, the 17th? It's Juneteenth, and we have. I will be moving to a new place in like 13 days. I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just gonna go and dye my beard. Um, Priest is marinated in red wine. It's true. So I went and bleached my hair out. That took like a long time period. I thought it was a. Hold on. Where's my calendar? It is. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. Um, and so like I bleached it and then I dyed it. All of this takes a long time. Then I had to like get it out and all this stuff. And then I took my shower and I was like, okay. Also, this small detail, but then I was like, okay, now I've got to actually clean up my facial hair because it's been looking pretty rough. But we're not finished because my hair was already wet and I can't trim the beard part itself like with the clippers when it's wet because then it kind of messes up the shape. So this is like it's edged up, right? But it's just not trimmed down a little bit. But it is blue. It's pretty dark because I just put it in. But as you know, as time passes, it will get lighter and lighter blue over time as it fades. But if you can see like that's actually like you can see the blue, right? I don't. If I had a, I don't know. If I had a, ooh, maybe I could. Yeah. And then I had chat and Discord, which always distracts me. Prax, Prax, I have things to say to you, and they're all good things. Here, there. Can you see? Let me see. Is this maybe right? right? Like, see, like that's like it's blue, right? Can you tell it's blue? Here, if I do this, whoop, right? Maybe you can see, because that's I have a pretty warm light on, right? Like that's blue, right? It's blue. There, that's my phone.
Come on to my house.
Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Hey, everybody. Yeah, the light brings out the blue. Have you have passed? I have. I'm at 1,500 of them, which is insane. Your facial hair looks fluffier than normal. Blue detected. Yeah, so it is a little fluffier because I haven't been able to trim it, right? And it's still a little bit damp. I put on some beard balm to try to keep it under control and not ridiculous. So it's not as ridiculous as it could be. But like I'm all waxed. I did not have time to use my little special hair dryer that I got as a gift. My little, mustache hair dryer to make sure that I set the wax so it didn't curl. But I actually don't think it's going to corkscrew right now. I think it'll be fine. I have a feeling that it'll be fine. The bartender says, we don't serve time travels here. The time traveler walks in the Takirosh. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Wait. Okay, so this rope, I'm sure you know this story, right? This string walks into a bar, right? Walks up, and the string's like, bartender, give me a beer. And the bartender's like, sure, here you go. And starts like pouring the beer, right? And then turns and looks and sees this string. And it's like, nah, I'm sorry. We don't serve your kind here. We don't serve strings in this beer, in this bar. And the string's like, oh, all right. So the string leaves, right? And then the string comes back, with a fake mustache on. And it's like, oh yeah, could you serve me a beer? The bartender's like, of course, sir. Starts making the beer, turns around and goes, hey, wait a minute. You're that string, aren't you? And the string's like, yeah, you caught me. And the string like leaves, takes off the fake mustache, It's like, so this goes on for like quite some time. The string coming back and trying all different things, trying to get, a beer. And so the string finally gets an idea and like twists itself up into a pretzel, musses up its hair, cause string hair. And then like, bounces in, and the bartender's like, what do you want? And the string's like, I'd like a beer. The bartender says, wait, aren't you that string? And the string says, no, I'm afraid not. That's such a bad one. Do I have a tattoo? Oh yes, I do. I have a tattoo right there, right near my ear. Mm-hmm. It's abstract. And it is, I would say it is, and actually
Name game.
Curves like around my ear all the way. You can see it like right there. Barentor, I see you. And I think of it as being motion, internal fire. I think of it as like being like it's like movement. It's fire. It's internal drive. Right. So for me, this is like a being moving. Nino, don't. Nino, don't leave. I've got more jokes for you that I'm sure you'll love even more. Right. Also, Beetle wins. I know. I'm so sorry about that. Chromatic. Barentor, I have to tell you something. It's really important. Do you know what it is? It's the name game. Don't forget about the followers. Come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name. I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F or an M will appear. And then I say bo out of B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and fo. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. And then I say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. But if the first two letters are ever the same, I drop them both and say the name. I like Bob. Bob drop the B's, Bo, Ob, or Fred. Fred drop the F's, fo, red, or Mary. Mary drop the M's, mo, airy. That's the only rule that is contrary. Barantor, 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 Bo, Erantor, Banana, Fana, Fo, Ferrantor, Fee, Fa, Mo, Marantor. Barantor, the name game. Hey, wake up, wake up. You're not allowed to tell jokes like that. You don't have any kids. Maybe you're right, Carlin. But can't everyone have like their inner dad joke? I'm just saying. Where are you moving all the things to in 13 days? I'm going to answer that question right about now. Barantor knew what I was going to. You knew what it was. Ice Bunny says, Tripper, the interview was great, but it was so odd that you were not called Tripper. I know, it's weird, right? Hey, Courier 3. So I am moving to Atlanta for 6 months, and then I'm going back up to Massachusetts. So in 13 days or so, I'll be moving to Atlanta. I need to, before then, do a bunch of email a bunch of students, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have to go through all my stuff and figure out what I can bring with me and what I should not bring with me. So I need to rent a U-Haul twice. One, like maybe a little van, and take all the things that I don't need for the next 6 months and put it in my storage unit up in Massachusetts if there's room for it, which I think there probably will be. And then probably I should probably do that next week, right? Yeah, I should probably do that next week, and then pack up everything and then move down to Atlanta, and that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, so there's some things I need to figure out as part of like this process is what I need to do. If I'm not mistaken, that 30-minute interview went for 2 hours. I did it. What? It took me too long to figure out the rest of the chat was hanging out in Discord. Oh yeah. I'm excited. You have a list. Summer, no, sweet, uh, Edgewood, Kirkwood, sweet something or other, like in the kind of nearish downtownish, maybe east of downtown, I think. Am I going to be there for Dragon Con? I don't know. Probably. Will I? Maybe. I definitely did a trampoline and an indoor kiddie pool. Everything else is optional. I will be in. Oh, okay. Tell me good things to do. Tell me like where to go. Tell me the place. Okay, but of course, here's the thing though, right? It's like we still have to worry about COVID, and right. But I don't know if I'm going to go to any conventions in person, right? Because I'm still thinking about quarantine. Like I am vaccinated and all, but like we have this new variant, and like I just want to make sure, like I want to be responsible, and so I want to make sure that whatever I do is like done responsibly, and I don't want to like we're not out of the woods just yet. Do you think you will get some writing? Yes, I hope so. I'm actually hoping to do 2 different types of writing. I want to go like really really hardcore because I feel like the 6-month pressure, that 6-month deadline will get a lot of writing done. So I'm excited about that. But also, I have a side project that I'm working on the side, which is about, I've been working on it for a while, but like in the background, on Black music in the New South. So from the late 90s, like 97, 98 until about now. So I'm like, there's like a chapter on the Black Banjo revival. There's a chapter on the Black Blues revival. There's a chapter on the reemergence of Black country, Southern hip hop, but then also the integration of hip hop into white country artist sounds. So hip hop, gangsta grass, like a bunch of these kind of like, it's about like ruralness. Probably also talk about like Lemonade by Beyonce. And like Beyonce and the Dixie Chicks duetting on the CMA Awards for Daddy's Lessons, and the whole thing with what was. By the way, I'm glad that I did not finish my book earlier, because right now we get Lil Nas X and Beyonce and the Dixie Chicks. So there's a bunch of stuff that are happening about wanting to sort of think like sort of the reemergence in the imagination of Black ruralness. And I'm really excited about that. And if I'm in Atlanta, there's a bunch of research I can just do while I'm there. So that's very, very exciting. So even though I'm working on another project, while I'm there anyway, I figure I can also just do some work, some research on that as well. So I'm pretty excited. Daddy Z's for okay, well, Prax, you have to send me a list, is what you have to do. You have to send me a list. Do you think that COVID is never leaving? We will never go outside again. Well, maybe. Prax, you have to send me a list. Does this mean you will be back in MA? I will. I will be back in Massachusetts to teach in January of 22. So I am back. Ice Bunny, what string instrument did you get? Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm very excited about. Oh, Prax, I have another thought for you as well that you can tell me as well. Um, oh yeah, give me a donut list. That's important. The other thing is, and look, I'm just gonna tell you all something. It's just a secret. Like it's just what I'm gonna tell you, and you can just don't tell people, or you could. I don't do what you. I'm not the boss of you. Do what you want to do. Um, I also thought that while I was there in Atlanta, that I would reach out to some of the local universities. There's like what University of Georgia at Athens, right? UGA, right? Yes. Agnes Scott, Morehouse, Spelman. There are a bunch of universities there, and I thought I would just reach out and say, "Hey, I am this scholar. I'm a random scholar, and I'm in the area already. Would you like me to do a colloquium at your place?" So I thought I'd reach out to some schools and see if they would like me to do a talk there, because I would be happy to do a talk at any number of the like liberal arts colleges. Like I'm thinking specifically about Agnes Scott, Morehouse, Spelman, some of the smaller liberal arts colleges. Those are the ones I'm thinking about more specifically. So I feel like the bigger universities have lots of money and they can invite people all the time. But I wanted to hit up some of the liberal arts colleges and offer to give them a talk if they wanted. If they wanted. If they didn't want, it's also fine. But I would like to offer at least. You're going to study Black ruralness while living in like the biggest Black urban center. Well, I'm looking at Black southernness, and here's the thing. You know where a lot of ruralness is presented? In Nashville, right? So like there's a way in which these things end up um, connecting to each other in interesting ways. The donut list is basic. Is the hot light on or not? Because it is the land of Krispy Kreme. I don't like Krispy Kreme. Uh, Krispy Kreme doesn't make me super happy. There are others, but why would you? Yeah, no, because I don't like Krispy Kreme. I don't like Krispy Kreme. I find them not what I want. Yeah, I just kind of want like a hole in the wall mom and pop donut shop is what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Also, I'm very excited about biscuits. I will get a cute ukulele, all blue with pink roses from a real guitar shop, so real instrument, not a kid's toy. Very nice. Ukuleles are awesome. I used to love Krispy Kreme, but I had some the other day, and I think I might be allergic to something. Oh. Yeah, no, Krispy Kreme do not have the. And look, I've got like a massive sweet tooth, so it's really hard for me to have a donut that I'm not excited about. But there's something about the Krispy Kreme that like doesn't do it for me. Like I know people love them, they do. I didn't really like Winchell's donuts back in the day. I find, and look, I live in Massachusetts, so what I'm going to say right now is blasphemy, but I'm not from Massachusetts, so I don't care. I find Dunkin' Donuts to be super mediocre. They're just like they'll do in a pinch, but they're not. They're just mediocre donuts. Like they're fine. You know what I mean? Like their blueberry cake donuts pretty good. That like they have some cake donuts like their blueberry and their pumpkin are very good, but like they're just mediocre. It's hard to mess up a cinnamon roll. That's okay. And like Krispy Kreme's not doing it for me. Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. How can you want Krispy Kreme when there are Blackbird donuts? I don't even know these things. Strip mall donuts. That's what I want. Wish you were swinging out this way for a week or two. We would find you plenty of non-hipster hole-in-the-wall giants. That's all I want. It's just that the West Coast is kind of far. I've had fresh Krispy Kreme experience, and I also don't understand it. Huh. But here in the UK, says Beetle Wins, it's hard to get a decent donut. Most of them are cake style, which is okay, but they're also dry. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. Courier says, I can't believe I've been here over 3 years now, and I've never been to Dunkin' or Krispy Kreme. I'm honestly not sure I've had a donut since I got here. Oh, you've got to find like a. No offense taken, Dunkin' Donuts aims for mediocrity. Look, they're not bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that they're bad. They're fine. They're okay. But they're just mediocre. Like, they're not, like, I don't eat them and go, oh my God, this is so gross. They're fine. But they're not like, I don't eat them and go, ooh, yeah, donut. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know when you like eat a donut and like you bite in, and I'm not talking about a cake donut. I'm talking about like the other donut, the raised donut. When you bite in and like the donut just like it's light, but like but like the donut still has like a bit of a flavor to it, you know? Uh Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that. And crispy, uh, Dunkin' Donuts, they're just like whatever. I think you would like Bro Nuts donuts, the different like candy bars. Yeah, those are hipster donuts, Ice Bunny. And I kind of like they're fine. Actually sometimes hipster donuts are not fine. Sometimes they're terrible. But they are that's okay. Like I just I'm good with like a basic donut. I know we're far, but miss your in-person face. I know. I have more thoughts. Data one says, like, I prefer yeasty Krispy Kreme style donuts, but cake ones are fine if they're moist. Yeah, yeah. Prax says, and Trooper, I have to take you to Elm Street before you move to ATL. What's Elm Street? What's Elm Street? What is that? What is that? There's so really stellar cupcakes in my. Ooh, cupcakes are delish. But forgive me taking my time trying to. Oh yeah 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 yeah. Foxhole runs on donuts. In most places, you can do so much better. Dunkin's appeal is yeah, no, and my understanding, and and please correct me if I'm wrong. And I say this as a person who could not judge this because I don't drink coffee, but everybody I know who talks about Dunkin', they really they're there for the coffee. Like they really love Dunkin' Donuts coffee. So I'm feeling like that's probably the appeal is like the coffee is what I'm thinking. Yes. Um, Oh, I will not forget to talk about followers. Troopers donut should be, yeah, I like a good. Oh, Krellin, you reminded me. Don't leave like hey, followers, and then don't leave from. There's like a donut shop in near where I'm at in Somerville, which is like a fancy hipster donut shop, and I think they're terrible, and I want to tell you why. Not gonna lie, I don't like donuts that much. They're too sweet. I'm a super taste that leans towards bitter over sweet. Jer, you're not a super taster then, because super taster is specifically when you have extra bitter receptors, so that you taste bitter more than you taste other flavors. So you can't be a super taster that tastes sugar more, sweet more, because that's not what the word means. It's just about bitter receptors, which means when I say I have a sweet tooth, there are a lot of things people say, oh, that's too sweet. And I say, oh, no, it's not. It's fine. And it might be because it's not probably not as sweet for me as it is for other folks, is what I'm thinking. I've heard getting to Elm Street is a bit of a nightmare. Beetle wins. Beetle wins. Yeah. Oh, okay. Elm Street. Copy link. Copy link so that I can have this Elm Street up in a new tab. Mm. Trooper, is this my first time living in the South? No. Yine. Yine. I'm gonna say yine. Yine. Um, yeah, the ice. Elm Street is where you go when you want a slice of cake. Ooh, a shortcake ice cream bar. Ooh, 3 cups of sprinkles. Ooh, nice. Jorman says, Trooper, something totally different. 3 or 4 months ago, you told me to tell you on the next stream of yours that I catch you to tell you wild hamburgers. Yes. So, oh, good. Yes, I'm ready for it. All this about donuts make me wonder if I can just order donuts for dinner. Donuts followers Hamburg. So there's this place, I think it's called Union Square Donuts. And it's this hipster donut spot. It's like hipster. And like you can order like a donut, but the donuts are this big. Like they're super big and they're like bad. So they're very, very expensive, but they're so big because they're hipster, but they're bad donuts. Like I eat them and I'm like, this is not good. It's like they're too dense. They're too dense and a little bit too like pasty. Like they're just not good. And I'm like, this is some kind of hipster donut that costs like $1,000 for a donut, and this is not a good donut. I just want to share with you that I just want to share that with you. And like they sell out like one of the places they're like, we're a donut shop and we sell our donuts by like 11 a.m. And if you don't get here early enough, you won't have them because they're so special. And I finally got one. I was like, this is not a good donut. That's what I want to tell you. Do Americans know what Jane means? Could you say more about that? Uh, oh, you want a pierogi? Ooh, I like a pierogi. Yeah, it's like a made to take a selfie with donut, but they're not very good. Do Americans know what Jane is? What I have no idea what Jane is. I know what Jainism, the religion, is, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about. So, and maybe we might know whatever it is you're talking about under a different name. So you have to like, um, um uh, Instagram district. So what do you call someone who has more? I don't think there's a special name for it, actually, Jer. I don't think there is. Um, yeah, I think they just have like super taster and non-taster, and that's basically just bitter receptors. I don't think they have a. Oh, yine. Yeah, yeah, yine. No, Americans don't know what yine is. I just know that because I live in Germany. Um, yeah, yeah. Yine. I kind of dislike those super hype, we sell it by 11 kind of stores. Just make more, you shits. Yes, totally. Right? Like, it's a. Okay. This is going to answer Barontor's question as well. Also. So, oh, by the way, I'm gonna just put the game on because I think we have to walk, and if we have to walk anyway, might as well have the game on the long dark while we're walking. I just feel like that's probably a good idea. Oh, thank you, Cosmo Diva Wolk. So this is like two birds, one stone, right? Um, Barantor asks, have I lived in the South? And that is a complicated question to answer. That's a complicated question to answer because that kind of depends on what you mean by live and what you mean by the South. So I've never been to DeKalb's farmer's market. It's been so. Oh, I feel like Mackenzie's a bit of a whiner, and he doesn't even. He just should like relax, is what it is. That's what I think. Okay, so what do you mean by live, and what do you mean by the South? We'll start with the South first. Many people have in the South or wherever have very particular ideas about what the South is and isn't. I was not stationed in Maryland, but I was in Virginia. You know, where the capital of the Confederacy is? And some people don't think of Virginia as the South, and then some people do. So that's tricky, and I don't really... Where's my... I feel like where I'm at. Oh, I got a little bit of frame rate droppage. I don't know why, but I did. But I should be good. It looks like I'm back now. Right. Yeah. So I lived in Virginia from a Healthline article. However, research is unclear which of these foods super tasters really prefer. Some super tasters steer clear of sweet or fatty foods. Yeah. Because these flavors may also be heightened as a result of their dense, extra sensitive taste buds. Oh, that's interesting. That makes some foods repel even if they aren't bitter. Oh, that's interesting. No, it's not being shared yet because I wasn't ready. Because I knew that they say that super tasters tend to dislike sweet and fatty foods, but I was always told that the receptors pick up bitter more than they pick up anything else. So that's interesting. That's interesting, Cher. I will think about that. So some people don't think that Virginia is the South. Oh, I need to turn down the volume. I need to turn down the volume for you all. Even though the Confederacy was like right there, is where the capital was. Virginia's South by any definition of the South. Let me rephrase it. When you were in Virginia, did you feel you got a Southern experience? So here's the thing. I was talking to my advisor about this because this is like an obsession that I have. Like, how do we define things? Like, how do we define the South? And some people have definitions that are interesting, right? Like, oh, well, the South is Georgia, South Carolina, not North Carolina, Tennessee, but not Kentucky, not Florida, not New Orleans, not Atlanta, but Georgia, sure, but not Atlanta. Like, they carve out these very specific areas of what is or isn't the South. Texas may or may not be the South, depending on where they're coming from at that moment. And it's, yeah, sometimes I hear it defined as a Mason-Dixon rind. Sometimes I hear it defined as rebellion. Sometimes I hear it defined as where they have sweet tea, which would actually put Florida in that category, but they don't want Florida in the category, right? So there's like all sorts of interesting definitions. I suspect my brother in that category is steering clear of fat sweet. He would complain, chocolate ice cream tastes greasy. Oh, that's interesting. Mind you, there are some bitter foods I can't stand either, like vinegar, sauerkraut to bitter. Oh, Virginia's the South, you grew up in the North. I know a lot of Virginians who think it's the South and get really mad if you say it isn't. Oh, no, Courier. I know people who would say that Kentucky is not the South, and they're like, Kentucky's not the South. And Barrett was like, Southern culture's different depending on who you ask. Oh, yeah, sometimes Texas is, sometimes it isn't. Like, let me just put it this way. like when people say, "Oh, Florida's not the South," what they mean is there are a lot of Latinos there, and they kind of want to defend the South. They want to define the South as basically being white, which is why they take New Orleans out of the South as well. So that's a little bit weird. They want it also to be like, it really depends on who we're talking to, right? So there's like a lot of weirdnesses about like how the South is being defined. Is one thing. Yeah, how they pronounce pecan, yeah, but that's also tricky because here's what I'm going to tell you. Chromatic says, "Who are these fools? I was born in Atlanta. I raised a lot in Mississippi, went to college and LSU, and lived and worked in Texas for 13, 15." Yeah. So, except the South is, yeah, just because the South is super black does not mean that that's the imagination of the South anymore. It used to be the imagination of the South. But when people say, for example, in the South, no one is bothered by Confederate flags, what they mean is no white person is bothered by, you know what I mean? Like there's like, when people say Southerners XYZ, they often don't mean black Southerners when they're making certain kinds of statements. So like there's a lot of interest, which is why, by the way, side note, I'm really interested in this book that I want to write about the reemergence of like a claiming black rurality, like in a black Southernness, which I think is really fascinating. And sometimes it's about country music and a sense of Southern ruralness. Of course, it's problematic. Well, because there are a couple things, there are other things going for the nations of the South I think is really fascinating. See, of course, we go by former slave states, then Kentucky isn't the South. I have a hard time imagining that, like, where bluegrass comes from is not the South, right? Because, like, Kentucky was not actually a state. So it gets really weird at that moment, right? In that space. And clearly people often don't count Florida, which is very geographically Southern. It's like in the UK where people base the South of the UK and basically on Southeast. Oh, yeah, totally Beetle ones because California is in the south of the country, but it's not the South, right? Last Socratic says, the South, my definition, take Iowa, Missouri border extended to the East Coast. That's the Southern culture plus everything. Missouri, okay, and Texas. Well, see, and here's but the Mason-Dixon line is tricky, right? Because that's going to include some things and not others. And here's what I'm going to say. And I was talking, because my advisor, who's amazing and I love, thank you, Wild, I just dyed it today, is from North Carolina. And he's like, oh, I'm Southern. But what he said, can I find what he said? Hold on. Wait, I'm not sure in the game, so I can find what he said. Look, I'm going to play this. I'm going to tell you what he said because I think this is really important and very interesting, right? Because I'm always fascinated by the debates that people get over what is and what isn't Southern. They get really weird about it, but also what is and what isn't Midwestern. That's also really interesting to me because I was like watching people have like this like huge argument about what counted as the Midwest and what didn't. And it was very interesting. It's a lot of gatekeeping. Anyway, so Kyle is long enough. It's both South and North, right? So Appalachia is often distinct from Southern culture too because it wasn't where the plantations were. But then that sort of implies that all Southern culture's plantations, and Texas was a ranching state, right? You know what I mean? So like I feel like what are we saying Southern culture is? And this is what my advisor says. This is what he wrote, and you can sort of think about this. He says, well, there really are about X different Souths: Tidewater, the Low Country, the mountains, the Upper South, Dixie, Louisiana, and the odd thing called Texas. The borders out west are diffuse. I would not acknowledge Missouri, for instance, but big chunks of Oklahoma should be included. Texas east of Dallas, Houston, North Florida down about as far as Daytona. Kentucky counts, and so does southern West Virginia. The South is shrinking back in Virginia, down at least to Richmond at best, probably further down. Right, so there's this, Southern Maryland is still tenuously Southern, and Virginia on the Delmarva Peninsula, but it's weird. So he's sort of like thinking about these things, but one of the things I appreciated was that he sort of recognized that there's more than one South, and Texas was Mexican, which is again why I think it gets trouble. In Denmark, the South is where people speak close to inaudible Danish. The more you go west, the folks have the word away. Yeah, and right, the South doesn't have the same accent, doesn't have the same culture, depending where you're at. Hello, Grinny. So I think, what I think is, but of course, like, even musically, right, Mississippi and Virginia have different music, but also so does Florida, like historically, so does Florida and Texas, right? So what is the idea of that there being a unified Southern culture doesn't really make any sense. And I think what a lot of people, when they say, oh, North Carolina is not the South, blah, 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 what they mean is that they are defining the South as primarily the Deep South, right? They're only counting the Deep South as the South, which seems a little bit unfair to like basically exclude a bunch of things that are also the South because they're not the Deep South, right? Because I feel like, anyway, what I want to say is there's a lot of gatekeeping about what counts as the South and what counts as the Midwest. And as a person who's not from either of those places, you know, I don't get like offended because like nobody's insulting my home by saying that my home is not the South or whatever because I'm not from there. But I will tell you, I find the conversation fascinating. Fascinating. Oh, I will not forget that. I want to hear those questions, Granny. Michigan is different from your city, but they're both. Yeah, right. And so, it's so good to see you, Granny. Yeah, and then of course the thing is they try to make these arguments that are weird, like and many arguments that like some arguments are just like no, I'm gonna reject that one all around, right? I gatekeep. Texas is not the Southwest; it's the South, or Texas, but not Southwest. But that's tricky, right? Because West Texas is like very much the West. It's you know what I mean? Like so that's like tricky, right? It's tricky, I think. The problem is that people are not being clear as to the distinction. Dietary culture of the South is very different from historical groupings of the South. And then what dietary parts are you talking about, right? Because Texas has different cuisine than North Carolina, right? If you say someone isn't from the South and they want to shoot you, they're from the South. Texas is Texas. It has its own culture, but then sometimes it is Southern, right? Wild says, it's always interesting how South is both a concept and a culture. There seems to be an identity crisis time goes forward and reckons with the past. But it's also tricky because there are debates about the culture. Like, whose culture are we talking about? Because there's the South is racially diverse, is what I'm going to say, right? So whose idea of the South are we talking about? Is the South, like, rich plantation owners from the 1850s, because that's not all the South. Like, and by that I mean rich plantation owners in the Deep South who have cotton. But like there was tobacco in other places, there was mining, right? Like whose culture are we talking about exactly? So I feel like it's a very complicated situation, really. Right? Like I think about like if you let El Paso go and it doesn't come back, it was ever yours to begin with. That's amazing. Right, and so I think about this a lot. I think about we're gonna just theoretically have the game on, just so you know. But I also think about the ways in which people want to make arguments that I think are somewhat disingenuous sometimes. Like the guy says, yeah, no cotton, just tobacco, right, and hemp, cattle, right. There's like a lot of things, and also like what is the West and what is the South becomes a little bit complicated. And actually, you know what? I've got to jump out, and I think I actually have to quit out the game because I think it's not taking my back. Oh. Escape. Quit the game. Quit. Okay, I have to restart it. Is what happens. Is there war gets to define what is the South? There are like people like get intense about it. You know what I mean? People get intense about it. Oh no, you can ask Juneteenth questions. So this is what I was gonna say because I think this is really important. I think about this a lot, right? So, in that YouTube video that was in our media, they were defining the South as wherever they have sweet tea and grits, but clearly that is not what they really mean because Florida has sweet tea and grits and they didn't want to count Florida as the South. Like you can get sweet tea and grits in a whole lot of places that they don't want to count as the South. So clearly that's not what they really mean. They mean, oh, only, also that one guy didn't count Atlanta as the South. Even though you can definitely get sweet tea and grits there. And he, of course, he said that Atlanta was the South, but it's not the South now. And I find that kind of suspicious. I was like, what are you talking about? Why was Atlanta the South like 30 years ago, 20 years ago, but it's not now? What's going on? So like, there's a lot of big arguments about that. Lots of folks don't have anything west of Mississippi River be the south. Oh yeah, it's true. Why do you not change it? It's just chatting. No, because we're gonna play. And also, I can get sweet. Yeah, you can. No, carving out Atlanta is pretty wild, which makes me suspect it's not actually about. Which makes me suspect that it's not actually about sweet tea and grits. That's what he said it's about, but it's not about sweet tea and grits. It's about something else, is what I suspect. Also, why is that not picking up? Let's see. Ooh, nice. Okay, great. We're good. Grits is hominy. It's like it's like oatmeal, but it's like, yeah, corn porridge. Is it corn? So okay. Ask me your Juneteenth question, but also here's the thing, right? There are these certain ways in which especially politicians talk about, I don't have food, do I? What do I have? I have an MRE. We're going to eat that. And that's my last food, by the way. I mean, famous LA restaurant is Roscoe's Chicken. Oh my gosh. Can I tell you, I have never had better chicken and waffles than Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles down there in Los Angeles. I'm just telling you, Roscoe's Chicken, and I have had chicken and waffles in the South, but I'm telling you, it's grits hot polenta. Ooh. So no, I want this question, Grinny. I want the question. So what I think is, for me, very frustrating, and also, where am I, is a particular sort of fantasy of the South that people, politicians mostly, say, also fantasy of the not South. And it's typified by, and also the Midwest. It's the South and the Midwest together. And it's typified by that book, which was like Grits, Guns, God, and Gravy, or whatever it was. And it's the framing of the South and the Midwest as having no cities and have it being.
Come on to my house.
Ooh, come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you everything. Welcome in, Atomica. Welcome in. Welcome in. I definitely think a place by its food is troublesome at best these days. The best pizza I've ever eaten was in Shenzhen, China. Ooh, nice. Welcome in, Raiders. So there's this like, okay, so they're like, all right, so I was in the Army, right? And there was this guy, Lieutenant, last name, and he would come into work and he would tell us about who he had slept with that weekend. And it was always somebody different. And like, I never wanted to know. Like, that was never anything I really wanted to know. I did not want to know who our LT had slept with that weekend. I was not excited about that. And but he would just go on and on about all the people he'd slept with. By the way, please note, this was 1992, 93, 94, height of the AIDS crisis. And so I say to him, hey, Lieutenant, you practice safe sex, right? Like you practice safe sex, right? And he said to me, oh, no, I don't. I don't need to, because I only have sex with, he said girls, with women from the Midwest, and they don't have diseases, right? So, right, and I think about the ways in which, in our discourse, the Midwest and the South, they have no cities, they have no industry, it's all like small towns, and cowboy hats, and good family values, and God, and agriculture, and people who don't go to college somehow. Like, it's all just like this. And like, the coasts are all elites who all went to college, and there's no agriculture, no small towns. It's all one big city. And I'm like, Detroit, Atlanta, like, also, you have amazing universities in the South and Midwest. You have the Rust Belt. Like, there are cities in the South and some major agriculture's coming out of California. Also, the sound of country music, what you think country music sounds like, comes from Bakersfield, California, because it was called country and western. Nashville country music sounded like Patsy Cline. And Bakersfield, California did not, right? And it's like this, the way in which this sort of there's this there's some rural spaces on the coasts, like Maine. There are parts of Maine where I just don't think you want to be have a flat tire there. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just this weird fantasy that's sort of created of the coasts, the South, the Midwest, which has nothing to do with what those places actually are. And I find it frustrating as a person who, when I was a kid, was in a super, super rural space, like a very rural space. It's just in California. It's frustrating to have that sort of invalidated. And then also, I have friends of mine who live in cities in the South, and they really don't like being told they're not actually Southern or that they don't exist. And I just feel like the whole thing is super sketchy, and I don't like it. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they don't do sex either, except with its last name. Yeah. I need a yes. We need a split tick. Yes. Right, and also the coast, the sinners of depravity and sin, and it's just like, oh gosh, okay, we're gonna just keep going, hope I don't die, and there we go. I dried myself out.
Damn.
I know.
I'm freezing.
This is real bad, everybody. This is real bad. This is just, and there we go. California's not rural, it's obviously 50% beach and 50% Hollywood. Yeah. Hey, Escape. So, I'm in a bad way. You know what we're gonna do? Hold on. We're gonna reload because we're gonna stop doing that. That's what we're gonna do. Yes. It's all a weird period test with a gold. Yeah, right. It's just weird. Oh. Hey. You know what? I don't think that's what I wanted. I think what I wanted was, what is this? 928, 27. Okay, that's the one. I want this one. Okay, there we go. Why do you spend such time drowning in ice water? I don't know. I think it's because it's tasty, is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna eat my MRE right now. Is what I'm gonna do. Eat my MRE. So we're just restarting. It's fine. Yeah. So I think about the ways in which this kind of weird, like, I think it's, look, Beetlewind says, I was playing DayZ earlier, which is similar to this, and I ran into a house to evade a pack of wolves, and there were 2 bears in the house. That's bad. Crit Twitch says, well, not get, but understand the very sentiments. It's sad we were so ignorant, and in some cases just like to have us versus them. That's how I see it, yeah. And the thing that gets me is that the ways in which the South is being portrayed by people who are Southern, who are wanting to defend often the Confederacy, is a bunch of stereotypes about the South, often from the North. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you embracing stereotypes that do not paint you in a great light? You know what I mean? Like, the South is a place that has a varied and rich culture. Lots of different things happen there. Like, it's really interesting. The South is the home of the blues. You know what I mean? Like, it's where jazz comes from. It's where you've got Cajun. Like, you've got so much stuff. It's such a rich region that is varied, from swamps to desert. You've got, you know what I mean? Like, to armadillo to, like, crocodiles and all that stuff, and creepy flying cockroaches. And to sort of like narrow it down to this thing that aligns very closely with some negative stereotypes, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? It makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't think it's fair. I don't like it. I mean, the definition of city from Northeast and West Coast seems to mean at least the size of LA. So the 2 largest metros in the U.S. are limits. Oh, Elasticratic. I'm going to say, as a person from San Francisco, which has 700,000 people, I would say that I do not think that's what. And also now living in Boston, which also is about 700,000 people, I do not think that's what. I mean, as a Californian who now lives in Massachusetts, I would not say that my definition of city is LA and New York only, as a person from a small city. And a lot of the, yeah, like that's just not how I define city. Like I would not define city as only Chicago, New York, and LA. Maybe people from LA, Chicago, New York might define it that way, but I would not, right? And partly that's because, like, I'm from a small city, and um, speaking of California, I was reading about the Dark Watchers today, and dang, good. Oh, I have a coworker that's never left Massachusetts who constantly defends the Confederacy, and oh my gosh, there's so many Confederates in not the South. It just kind of like, I'm like, what is going on here? Okay, Gritty, did you post it already? Because I feel like if you did, I missed it. And then what I need to do is like find out if I'm gonna have to find out if I missed it. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? I did. Okay, there it is. Here it is. Woohoo! Okay. Atomica, I see your bits. I see them. No, I did find that. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Don't forget that I'm going to mention followers. As far as my question, I guess I'm just trying to understand why Biden signing a bill to make Juneteenth a federal holiday is such a big deal, for lack of a better term. My brain is very confused because everything I've read has painted it as a negative thing, but I didn't think it was a bad thing. I don't even know. It hurts. Oh, Gritty, I can answer that question easily. I can answer that easily. That's actually not hard. I think instantly that the obsession with loyalty and identity that comes to mind among the urban exclusive type of Southern makes it hard for people to embrace the complexity of actual local heritage. A city isn't just population; it's the civil society of the government, religious class, etc. We just think we pop in because the modern world, yeah. Acknowledging the end of slavery is something worth a celebration as leap forward, but it's also the least we can do and so much work to do. I think the issue is that city is too broad a word. Like we have hamlet, village, town, city. We use the same word to describe my city of 60K people as we do this side of New York. Yeah. Okay, so there are people who are unhappy with the whole Juneteenth thing for different reasons. There are different reasons to be unhappy with Juneteenth being a holiday. There are some people who are on the more conservative side who do not want Juneteenth to be a holiday because they don't want to spend tax dollars on a holiday that is not for them. So they think that it's not a federal holiday for all people. They don't see why it should be a holiday. And so they are mad that Juneteenth is a holiday because they do not think that they think it's a waste of taxpayer money is the way to put that is, I suppose, Atomic is here bits. Wait, no, phrasing. Sorry. No, I see them though. I just want to try to get across this space and not die, and then maybe, if I walk this way, talk this way, maybe I will not die and it'll be fine. We will see, like, because I'm kind of like in a slightly stuck spot, and we're gonna see what we can do here. So, like, there's one faction of people who are like, hey, we don't want to spend taxpayer money on some holiday that does not refer to us. We think that's a waste of money. We don't like it. So, no. How is it not for everyone? They're like, well, because they don't think it's for them. Also, on the topic you're talking about, I hate that living in New York and not New York City. I get asked what it's like to live in the city all the time, and I have to tell them, no, actually, I live in a town that has 3 cows every one person. Right, because not all of New York State is New York City. They can go to work on that. Actually, I don't know if they can go to work that day. But also, they don't like that other people are not working. They don't want, like, I mean, look. No, I don't think I do have to drop stuff. I think I'll be fine. Like, look, see, I'm maneuvering. But also, like, please note that this was a fight. This is not new to the United States. It took forever before Martin Luther King Jr. Day was finally recognized. And I know a number of states held out for, like, Utah was just like, no, we're not going to make that a holiday. Absolutely not are we going to make that a holiday. So, like, a lot of, let's just say, holidays that involve black people, many states do not want those to be holidays. They don't like it. And they get mad. And if they can refuse, they will refuse because that's not what they want. They don't want it. It's not what they want. Yeah. It's they aren't making money because they're underpaid workers. Yeah. And they also like they did not want Martin Luther King Jr. Like, I'm just saying there's a pattern in our country that some places get upset. Some states get very upset whenever there's a holiday that they get upset, right? Is all I'm saying. weird a lot of people out when they find out New York City has the biggest population of like 50 of the smallest counties. Yeah, oh yeah. Federal holidays only really affect federal state employees, which is true. They aren't required for all retailers. That is also true. Yes. I mean, New York City has a big population, but also so does like Mexico City has a massive population. You know, like it's like this thing. But then on the other hand, a lot of people are upset about Juneteenth becoming a holiday because at this moment, states are passing laws making it illegal to teach critical race theory in school. There have been a bunch of rollback of voter rights. There's just been a lot of things happening that are really bad for black people, and the government has not done anything about it. And they're like, okay, so you're going to give us a holiday, but not actually do any of the material things that might help some of this injustice. This just seems weak. So some people are irritated because it feels like a hollow gesture. Because, yeah, like there was like this package that was signed. I think Biden signed this package to give aid to black farmers because the Department of Agriculture was systematically, was systematically discriminating against black people for like a really, really long time in a way that like was very, very bad. So it was kind of like a bit of a try to fix that. And that has been blocked because people sued saying that shouldn't happen. And so there's like a lot of, frustration with the state of things being really, and also just like a bunch of like a lot of stuff is not great. And they're like not fixing some systemic problems, and instead they're like making a holiday. And there is a regular concern in a kind of framing things like as finished and done, and then like now we've got a holiday and everything's great, but things are not great, and people get anxiety about that because it just feels like feels phony, you know? Like I said, yes, yeah, what Krell says, like literally the least, like performative, right? People are like, this feels really performative. It does not feel like they're actually doing things, right? And so I would love to make more fire, but we're going to just not do that because, as you know, I'm trying not to carry more things. I'm trying to be responsible. I am at the bottom left, and I want to go eventually up there. That's where my goal is. Like, I'm right here, so I want to go to my left, which is this way, I believe. Yes. I'm just like, okay, I might just celebrate this holiday. I'll probably have to work anyways because housekeepers always... That was another one of the points, actually, Grinny. I feel awful because I'm a middle-class white chick and this stuff is all foreign to me. You just, like, learn and listen, really. But somebody else was like, yeah, so there's like, yeah, and a lot of the people who are poor and of color are probably gonna have to work on this holiday anyway, right? So, like, you make this holiday, but you're not doing anything to sort of help impoverished people and people of color. You just make this holiday, and so, like... and which they're not going to get off on. They're not going to get that holiday off. Phrasing. So, right, it's like, and especially because it's just like such a, like nothing else came with it, right? So people are a little salty at the moment. And I think that's what that's about, right? People are like, I am not happy with what seems like a, that's Crumb, so the least you can do. Grinny, absolutely. Like, I'm glad you asked questions here. I know it's going to get colder, Mackenzie, but you're all warm and no longer wet and hypothermic. Like, you're looking fine. You're a little tired, but, like, it's all right. Stop complaining. If you're a house, you're probably working class, not middle class. That's Krellin. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And because here's the thing, right? Like, another thing, I should say, another little side note, Grinny, just going to put it out there. We have a bit of a problem in our country where the powers that be tell everyone that they're middle class, and many people are not middle class. They're just like, oh yeah, you're middle class. Everybody's middle class. And like, there are a lot of people who are. There's this way in which like everyone is middle class, but clearly that person making $250,000 a year is not middle class, and that person making $20,000 a year is also not middle class. But we kind of just do this weird thing where you just frame everyone as middle class all the time, but and that's a way to sort of basically erase class difference, right? If everybody's middle class, we don't really have class difference, right? But you're like, hold on. No, it wasn't really a. I don't think it was like I could stay in there. We're going to see how far we can go. Oh, I should also look at the map. What are we looking at? We are looking at... Okay. All right. Okay. There's a house up here, which would be great if we could get there. There's also this. What is this? This is a maintenance yard. I don't know if there are good things in this maintenance yard or not, but let's head. And that's the thing, Baron. There isn't actually a lot of middle class left. There isn't. Yes, left. Most people who think they're middle class are in poverty. Yep, Courier. Also, I think my class is poor as fuck. Yep. Oh, I will see you later, Chromatic. I will see you later. I was thinking good things about you, Chromatic. If you can't survive without working, you're not middle class. You need to own some property, middle class. Yeah. No, property means land. Nothing else is property. Yeah, and it's what I think is so fascinating, right? If you what I think is really fascinating is that if you go back to England, right, in the Regency, and you're like, why would we do that? It's because, well, there's actually kind of also Marx, right? Specific definitions of class that we are muddying because it's more convenient for us. I don't know why sitting up like this makes me think I'm going to see things better. Right? Where the rich were people who did not have to work. If you worked at all, you were not rich. Like that was, yeah, like that was it. Like if you worked, you were not rich. And middle class meant that, that is not only a problem in the USA. In Germany, everyone wants, oh, interesting, yeah. You probably still have a bigger middle class than you in the USA, but the tendency is the same. Yeah. Hey, Dennis. Dennis says, when I was a kid, I had to put cardboard under my shoes for a sole, but I'm lucky and doing better. Yeah, like, I know that life. I was just worried about so, I appreciate, oh, no, it's fine. I find myself, why would I want to go back to the Regency? I have so many thoughts on that one. And the answer is, I would not. That's the short answer. And, like, if you were middle class, which was, like, the people in Jane Austen's novels, right? That's not true. My parents are middle class, but they both have always needed to work. So that middle class equals leave it to the beaver. Is there so many people? Well, I think it depends on how are we defining middle class, though, right? So I think that you can own land and not be middle class. I know a ton of farmers. They're definitely not middle class, but own their farm. That's true. Because I think it depends on what kind of work you were doing that sort of defining. But also, look, we have done really weird things with class in the US, where class is now also cultural, so that you could have huge amounts of money and count as working class, or have no money and not count as working class. Because some people are now defining working class as cultural. Yeah, right, because I'm thinking about how people will say, for example, that teachers are middle class because they have an education, and so therefore they can't be working class, even though if you are a kindergarten teacher, you may be making poverty wages. Do you know what I mean? Like, so there's this kind of there's like, and then also I know people who would say like, yeah, and if you work with your hands, you are working class. So if you are like making $300,000 a year as an electrician, you're working class. But like a teacher who makes $30,000 a year is middle class. And so sometimes we're framing class not at all based on income, but perceptions, class perceptions. So that's also really complicated, is what I would say. Yeah, like that's complicated. Is teacher blue collar or white collar? Well, people would say that, and this is where we get in a lot of like, wait, did you hear something dangerous? Are you, I'm hearing, okay, hold on. You'll have to excuse me, because right now, I'm hearing wolves. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, nope. Okay. Nope. I tried to, oh, okay. Oh, okay. I died. Hey, everybody. I just got killed by a wolf. Maybe somebody could hit death, right? Wow. Uneducated, if they have debt, the land isn't really theirs, right? How do you find class? My parents own a farm, but we were poor because of my cousin being sick. We rented out the land. My mom was a teacher and dad was a cop. So, yeah. I think gender gets wrapped. Oh, yes, it does. In the problem of undercompensation education. Absolutely. I know a few welders that make better money than a variety of other professions. Yep. I should have just shot. Yep, it's true. Thank you for the death. And it's and also I want to point out that this is actually really important, that gender is also very much tied into when we're imagining the working class and also race, right? So when people say, yeah, you really do have to, yeah, the working class, they often don't mean women or people of color, right? So like there are these imaginations of what that might mean. For the most part, women are not underpaid because they're women. There's a small problem here, but that's not the way you think it is. Women are underpaid because the professions dominated by women are underpaid. It's not entirely coincidental, but it's also, but the thing is, Crone, that often those jobs that women dominate were not originally female dominated, and they got paid better. And then when women came to dominate them, the pay dropped, right? So like there's a correlation there where that is a thing that has happened. Like teaching was better paid, and then women became very heavy in teaching, and then it became less well paid. To define a class as something cultural is something a lot of conservatives and liberals, economic liberals, yeah, push here. And one of the reasons multimillionaires define those, yeah, Yormund, and that's also a problem because you had Donald Trump calling himself a blue-collar billionaire. And I was like, oh, really? Really? Come on. Really? You're a blue-collar billionaire. Interesting. How is a guy that lives in a tower and has a golden toilet blue-collar anything, right? So, like, there's this... And so, and I think that the cultural definition can be used in sketchy ways at times, right? Like, yeah. Working class and white non-college educated men are used as synonyms way too often. That is true. The issue isn't equal pay for equal work. The issue is that we grossly devalue some work. But even in, but women also are underpaid in the same jobs as men, though, right? Like if you work at a business, women often get paid less than men do in the same company doing the same job. And they've also done studies where they have factored in, like they've said, like doctors who are women versus doctors who are men. Like in the same profession, within the same profession, women get paid less than men do. So it's not just that women just happened coincidentally to be in jobs that are paid less, but even in the same job, they get paid less. And I was thinking about the Lilly Ledbetter Act, which says that if a woman is paid less than a man, she can sue, but only if she sues within like 90 days or whatever of being in that job. And most jobs don't let you tell people what you're earning. They discourage it. So oftentimes women won't find out they're being underpaid until after that deadline has passed, which is messed up. Yeah. A blue collar isn't the sort of person who can afford to royally fail as Trump. Yeah. I wonder how much it would cost Pape Smoops. But yeah, but only about. It also depends on the race of the woman, right? Like, because that's the other thing is that if you are a black woman or a Latina, you do not get paid like that. That pay gap is wide, very wide. Interesting history lesson is how the computer industry in the UK destroyed itself because they refused to hire women for the supervisor roles they were more qualified for. Yeah, I saw that. I saw a little bit of that in Germany, actually, in a slightly different context. Trooper Bad Taste is... actually, bad taste is a class thing, Ice Buddy, because we tend to read things if if they're working class, we tend to read them as bad taste, and if they're upper class, we tend to read them as not bad taste. There is a habit of devaluing the cultural. This is a bad space to be in. I don't like it. We tend to devalue the cultural products of working class people as unclassy. Working class fashion, working class art aesthetics, we tend to read as bad, and that's classism. That's what that is. I feel a correlation between pay drops with different jobs is muddled to how large the women workforce is different. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, Wolf. That's great. Yeah, race also matters. Black men and Latinos also make less than their white counterparts. Yep, that is true. Is anyone else experiencing a bit of stuttering? Is it just me? I am not seeing a whole bunch of dropped frames right now. Trump Tower's bad taste. Working class music? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's looking good for me at the moment. So I've got this wolf here, and I'm going to try to kill it, is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to hope that I can, and we're going to see what we can do. Ha! I killed it. Everybody, I just killed a wolf. I killed a wolf. I killed a wolf. And I am going to have meat all over my body, is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to have so much meat that I'm going to be over encumbered, but I also have no food. So I'm feeling good about this right now. Right now, this makes me sad. And it's super dark, everybody. And I'm gonna just take this. Also, I need, water. You do not need those guts, and they're heavy. You're right. Hi, Rachel. How are you? I'm gonna just, put on some light right now, because I feel like there's another rabbit around here, and all I need is a place to sleep. If I can find a cave, I can, make a fire, and okay. I think I was so no. Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat a bunny. I'm going to. So I just need I need a place to make a fire and cook food. Someplace, like, here's a waterfall, like maybe there's something there. Like, we're gonna find a place. We're going to have a good life. We're gonna eat food. We're gonna make stuff. And I wonder if wolf tastes good. I've never had wolf in real life. Or coyote. Yeah. Oh, they might taste awful. And I think what's difficult is that there are clearly working class cultures, right? But there's not just one working class culture. And working class culture varies, and I'm not quite certain, like, yeah. Oh, I've eaten squirrel. We never ate a coyote. Although we had coyotes eating our chickens, so that was a thing. But I've never eaten a coyote. But I have eaten squirrel, and rattlesnake, and goat, and duck, and some various wild animals. You will get sick if you eat too much wolf meat. 1 or 2 dinners should be fine, though. Oh, really? Why? That's interesting. Oh, dear God above. There's a drunk lady at my house, and I would love nothing more than to kick her out. My mom's talking to her. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think we ever got rabbit. I don't think we ever caught any. Rattlesnake, though. You pick up what you can for food. Yeah, goat was good. I was sad that my goats died in freak accidents, so we had to eat them. It's also snowing right now, I want to point out. I just, so I need shelter. Is what I need. This is, I'm also, yeah. Also, I'm concerned a little bit of, I've got some concerns. Also, I don't think I've saved. So we're going to save right now. We're just going to save at this moment. The models, oh, intestinal parasites. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Is that like 2 dinners of wolf like ever? Or just close to each other? You know, just like, can I have like some fancy tea to offset that? I'm just hoping, you know, I'm just hoping. This is, ooh, hello. Considering my lack of food, I'm gonna just take all of these, and I realize I'm over encumbered, but we're gonna just work through it. Okay, back to back, okay. That is good, thank you. Also, it's super dark out. Yeah, I think it's really complicated, right? Because, oh, look, I was just thinking about this, actually. I was thinking about this, and I was like, I should maybe make a tweet about this, and then I was like, maybe I shouldn't. We'll see. And the thing I was thinking about is that I find it very fascinating that when it comes to identity, how we define identity, how we validate identity, what identities are thought of as valid or not valid, there, at this moment in time, this has not been the case historically, but in this moment, the ways in which gender and sexuality minorities are talking about identity is super different from the way that racial minorities, and now that we're talking, I would also say maybe class minorities-ish, are talking about identity, and those differences are really, really different. And gender and sexual minorities, actually, we're talking about identity in similar ways to racial minorities, you know, a couple decades ago, but it's very, very different now. And I think that's very fascinating. And the big difference that I'm seeing, I was worried about it. We were around when my granny butchered the chickens, and I was taking a walk, and I'm a city kid, and I cannot recommend walking over the cow field. Learned the lesson the hard way. Look, there's got to be a place to sleep around here somewhere. Like, there's got to be, right? So the current way of talking within gender and sexuality spaces, current dominant discourse right now, is to frame identity as individual and internal, whereas with race, it is still being framed as communal, not just individual. And that communal is related then to sometimes culture, sometimes politics, sometimes oppression. But they're not, they're completely different models, and I think this is really fascinating. Yeah, I'm looking, Rissa. I'm looking for a shelter spot hard, and I hope I don't run into more wolves. But while I'm here, since I'm so out of food, I'm going to just try to pick up as much as I can. And I just hope I can find I'm just hoping that I can find a place for shelter, because like, it's not good. It's not good. I know there's no point crying over things we can't change, but I wonder how different things would have been if the Sexual Institute in Berlin had survived. It's a good question. Oh yes, followers. Dennis says, I feel the current emphasis on finding a way to find identity is in a place where it could be really harmful. Well, I mean, everybody, the thing is, there are many different ways to find identity, right? Right? So, but I feel like I should maybe not have only wolves. We'll worry about that now. Yeah, tell me if you see, like, in the middle of the darkness, a cave. Like, there are, like, many different ways of defining identity that are very, very different, that work in different ways. And so, right now, what I'm seeing is a difference being only one jackrabbit. Only one. So I want to hit, by the way, I just want to look on this side just in case there's something here, and then I'll walk back. Because maybe there's a cave here. So gender and sexual minorities are kind of going on the individual basis, whereas in a lot of racial minorities are still, like the gender and sexuality communities used to go on community basis, but they're moving out of that. There's still holdovers. There's still like older folks who are like, hold on. We still want to keep the community basis definitions. But those people are being shouted down at the moment. But in race, and some of the other ones are still going by community. Religion depends on the religion. Like some religions go by individual, some religions go by community. Kind of depends. Right? Kind of depends. Yeah, and the different models make for very interesting approaches to discussing intersectionality, which actually is where I feel like some people are not actually talking intersectionally, and that's one of the problems, is they're thinking of their model and they're not really thinking about intersectionality, which is sometimes a bit of a problem. There's a guiding in the velvet darkness. I will not make the callbacks. In the blackest night, burning. Nope. There's a light over in the Frankenstein place. Oh, I don't forget Atomic Bits, by the way. There's a light. No, I'm gonna just walk this way. No, I'm listening. I'm here. So, okay, look. So, in the current moment, and once I get to some kind of space, I've got followers and some singing to do, just so you know. So, in the current moment, sort of the current framing of identity within gender and sexual minorities is that identity is individual, and it is internal. And no one should be able to say anything about your identity. So, you are what you are because you say you are, right? Like, if you say that you are queer because you like Toyota Corollas, then you are, right? Like, you sort of frame your identity internally. It's whatever you say and whatever you think. And if nobody knows, you still are. If you do not interact with anybody from that community, you still are. If you are a closeted Republican who has all the straight privilege and harms queer people, you still are. Like, it's all based on your just individual internal sense of self, and no one can say anything about it because you are valid. Your identity is valid. All identities are valid. Oh, Dennis, thank you. Subtitles for a wiretap. Thank you, BitSongs followers. I'm gonna do it though. And so you get things like straight lesbians. That's a new thing, right? So somebody's like, I'm a straight lesbian. Some people are like, that's not a thing. And they're like, you can't gatekeep me. My identity is a straight lesbian. You can't gatekeep me, right? So like that's kind of where we're at for gender and sexuality sort of discourse. That like, my identity is mine. You can't tell me what to do. But that is not how it is with race. Because when Rachel Dolezal was like, I'm a black woman, black people were like, no, you're not. Like, nope. No. No. Right? So there's because, yeah, they're just like, no, no, you're not. We just reject that. And we as a community are going to say no to that. So there's like a very different way of thinking about that, right? And also things like, well, if you are a black person and you pass as white and nobody knows you're black, no, like you don't get to claim, it's a very different way. Thinking about passing is very different. Thinking about culture is very different. People often say things like, oh yeah, they're not, right? Like, it's just a very different narrative about connection to community or not. And I'm not saying one is good and one's not good. I'm not judging them. I'm just saying that they're very different. And the queer community used to work on that older model. They used to work on that other model, but they have stopped recently. Now they're in a different model. Now there's still some people who are working that older model, and they then say things, and then there are fights on Twitter about it. Right? It's just a different thing. One of the most frustrating things to me in the queer community is people who won't do their reading or even use their terms correctly. I know there's nothing new, but I'm really tired of people arguing with the smart people I want to listen to and wasting their time and mine. There's obviously room for people disagreeing, but that's not what's going on here. Yeah. I'm a gypsy soul, Roman people. Fuck you. See, yes, Roman. Yeah, that's another one. You're like, no. And also the same thing with native people. They'd be like, I'm a native person. Like, you're not. like, right, like, so there's like oh, hey, Maggie. So like, that's actually, that's a thing. There are people who are like, no, you don't get to do that. Like, that's not, no, right? Like, and so like, there's a very different discourse where, people are gonna just say no, right? They're gonna be like, no. And you're right, I'm gonna drop these. I have, no, that's cloth, I need that. Cured leather, I need that. But I will drop this leather and I will drop these guts. Because, so I just dropped them. So I'm only almost 20 pounds over weight. So like, that's real good. Like I'm like golden right now. There's some discussion going on about race and identity, about in the Heights. Yep. Yes, right. And so like I can't, like, so I'm just noting that the models are very, very different, and that can cause some problem. I'm gonna drop that. That can cause some problems when people do not recognize actions. Refuel. That can cause some problems when people don't recognize that there are different models of identity going on. And yeah, right. No, I don't want to place anything. I just want to start my fire. Go. Okay, I had 3, but now I only have 2. Because I can use 2 in a fire pit. Because they're just cans. Yeah, I just need a place to sleep, everybody, and also to rest. And I'm paranoid. This is what's happening. Yeah, so there's just like and being aware of the ways in which those narratives and ways of thinking about identity are different is right, is interesting. Like, it's interesting. Same thing with religion, right? Like, there are a lot of really different models on how to understand religious identity as well, based on denomination. Okay, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to get out of this? I am concerned that I'm not going to get out of this. But you know what? I am in a windbreak. So I am going to start a fire, and I'm going to start a fire right here, is what I'm going to do. And if I start a fire, I hope I have enough stuff to, because I'm a little concerned that I don't have enough fire materials, but let's do it. Let's start some fire. Yeah. Okay.
That should help warm things up.
Let's add fuel. We're gonna. That's not a lot of time, which is bad. We're going to cook some of this wolf meat. Also, very worrisome about this. Very worrisome about this. We're going to also cook more of this wolf meat. And while that is happening, I am going to see if we can find more fuel, because because I've not been carrying lots of wood, you know. Yeah, I didn't. It was always burning. That's true. I just don't know if I'm able to get more wood. Oh, look, it looks like there's wood right there, but how long will it take me to chop this is the question. Y'all, don't let me forget. Fur limb. Okay, that's fine. I can do it. Breakdown. We're good. We can do this. It's fine. Okay. Fire? Oh, the fire went out, didn't it? It totally went out. It shouldn't have, but it did. And that makes me super sad, because now I have to restart everything. Yeah, would have been nice. So let me get more. Oh no, it's still burning. Wait, go. Oh my gosh. Wait, it's still burning. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is good. Oh. I thought that like everything was ruined in my life, but it's not. We're okay. Oh, okay. This is good. Okay. Hey, campfire. Look at that. everything is
I've been so hungry in my life.
beautiful. Yeah, I know you're hungry. Like, you're gonna just have to, like, calm down. You know? Like, he just has to do that. All right. Yes. Would have... Yeah, but we're in wolf meat, and we're gonna just eat this right now. Just, like, eat it. Get myself an egg and beat it, you know? We got some wolf meat. I'm gonna try to cook everything, because I think cooking it makes me less, what's the word? I had a word. I forgot what it was. Making the fire make character a little lighter. Yeah, warms the heart, right? Look at this. And I'm gonna drink some water and everything, and then thank you, Rissa. That's exactly what I meant to say. Less stinky. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm gonna see if there's any repairing I can do. I mean, I should probably get more. I think yes. Yeah. Oh. Thank you, Rissa. I have the rabbit. Thank you so much. You are correct. I have a rabbit, and I can dress that right now to save time. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just have to find the rabbit. You are a superstar. Thank you. I just have to find it, and then we're gonna be good. Yes. Killing me slowly. Here we go. Look at this. Let's get some... we're not going to get any of that. We're going to harvest. Yes. Yeah, so I just think, and like I think about the ways in which, like, for example, in some religions, you actually have to be confirmed in the religion. Like, you have to go through a ritual and, like, go through it. Look at that. I'm way less heavy than I was before. Look at that. And let me just drop that now. Yes. Look how great my life is right now, and I'm way less stinky. Oh, so good. Yes. Let's see if there's anything I can do right now. I could make some let's look at my clothes. My clothes are wet. All right, well, we're gonna have to take off some of my clothes to get them less wet. We're gonna get a little, not even fully naked, just a little bit. It's just, just a little bit. And let me, while I'm here, let me just repair a little bit. Yeah. While we're chilling by the fire, yes, we should. And I should also save. Ooh, hello. Let me, eat this. Yep. And then let me take this. We're going to just do a little bit more cooking because that is great. Our life is good. Look, our life is really good right now. I feel like we're not going to die. And I'm going to save. Yes. Save. Go. Save. Whew. My wrist's a little better, by the way, and I also need to sleep. But we're going to take care of business first. And then... Isn't this what people do right before they die from... it's just that my clothes are... Where did my clothes go? Oh, you know what? That's not good, because my clothes are on my person, but not dropped. So that's not useful, because I need to put them on the floor. So let's, drop this, and this. If I drop them, they will dry out. There we go. We're good. Isn't that what people... Followers. Yeah, okay, so followers, we just hit 1,500, and we should do something for 1,500. The question is, what do we do for 1,500 followers? Because that's, like, a very tricky question. And I have thoughts and feelings about it. And, well, I'm gonna put all this, it looks like this stuff isn't wet anymore? Well, fine then. Oh, no, that's wet. Sorry, that one's wet. I was like, nope, that one's wet. The other one's, less wet.
Starting to weigh me down.
Just calm down. All right. So we should do something for 1500, and the question is, what do we do, right? Like, what do we do for 1500? And I want to do something. I had a thought, but no, I did. I dressed the rabbit. It's right there. It's cooking. I did it already. I harvested it and everything. And this is just, I just dropped the carcass there because I didn't want to take the guts and the skin because I know I won't need it. No, I didn't have a second rabbit. I wasn't able to pick it up. Sadly. Yeah, so no, I dressed it. I'm good. Let me just drink that. So, I had a thought, but there are problems with the thought, and I don't know what to do about it. Ooh, hey, let me pick this up. Hello. Let me just take this, and let's get some more water, because we, look at our life right now. I feel like our life is really good. That didn't burn or anything, right? Like, we're good. Yes. Am I someone who scares easily? It kind of depends. No, that's the rabbit that I harvested. I harvested it, and then I dumped the body. Because I didn't take the, guts or the hide, because I'm told that I have guts and hide at home, and that's will just weigh me down. So, you know. Yeah, like this one right there. If I harvest it, the only thing I can do is get the hide and the guts, and I was told I'm not supposed to just pick up hide and guts everywhere all the time. I think it depends on what we're talking about. Like, I mean, if it were me, I would just harvest and get the hide and guts and walk around with hide and guts. But apparently I'm just not allowed to do that. Like, you know, not allowed to just wander around with all the hides and guts all the time. Like, I'm trying to be good. Like, I'm down to 45. Like, I've dropped 10 pounds, more or less, basically. Follower goals. I was thinking that I want to do something for, like, followers, and I was like, what do I do? And I was sort of like, ooh, what do I, oh, let me make some of this. There we go. Right. And I had an idea, but I don't know how doable it is. And that distresses me. So, it was like a thing that I thought could be kind of cool. I was like, well, that could be fun. But, Tinder plugs. Yeah, starts fires. Yeah, so I am... Look, it would be cool, but it would be small, right? And let me take this and put more water in there. We also can't do a 12-hour stream because you're like a working man. But the thing is, I don't know if a 12-hour stream would be exciting. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the question. Like, people will do, like, 12-hour streams, but, like, are 12-hour streams really exciting? Is it special enough? Like, I just feel like if I were going to do a 12-hour stream, I'd want it to be, like, good and special and awesome and, like, not boring. I'd want it to be cool. I should sleep. I'm going to have my character sleep right now. And that, oh, that's gonna boil out though, so I can't do that. I have to just wait a little bit. Look, what I really want to do is a lecture. That's what I want to do. I want to do a music lecture. I really want to do that really, really badly. That's what I would... 12 hours would just be me, Prax and I talking, right? Like, I really want to do a music lecture. That's what I want to do. The only problem is that I have contacted a couple of lawyers. Through their websites, they're like, contact me. I was like, cool. So I contacted a couple of lawyers, and they have not gotten back to me yet. I could try Ian Corzine, but he's like a $500 consult fee. That's just for the consult. And the other 2 lawyers I contacted, 3, I was like, hey, this is my situation. What is your consult fee? They haven't gotten back to me. And Ian Corsen's like a $500 consult fee. And I don't, we haven't talked yet, you know what I mean? It seems like you could live your lot better than you think you can. Atlanta Knights RPG. Whoa. But the problem is, and the problem is, Jer, that doing the lecture on Discord goes against the whole purpose of why I wanted to do the lecture in the first place. Right? Failed Rush Lyrics quote. I see you. But it's like that's like a pre-consult. It's not even like this is like anybody who wants to talk to me for 45 minutes can talk to me for 45 minutes for $500, but I don't know if that's going to be like a full-on real session. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, this is like anybody who wants to talk to Ian Corzine as a lawyer, pay me $500, you get 45 minutes. And like, I don't know, like, that's like that's normally you're just like when I like, you're like, hey lawyer, this is my situation, would this be something you could do? If so, can we have a consult? You know what I mean? Like, usually there's like a kind of a conversation about whether or not this is like a thing that would be something they'd want to do, right? And the lawyer I worked for would usually be like, somebody would call them like, can you do this sort of thing? Would this be something you'd be into? And they'd be like, no. Or they'd be like, yes, here's the thing. And so this is like the ice buddy, that's not going to fix the problem. That's the problem. Let me just take this and then pick this up. Like, that doesn't actually solve the problem. The problem is I need a lawyer who will consult with me and give me some good language so that when the inevitable automatic takedown happens, which will happen, that I will have good language to, do I not have, I don't think I have, I can't sleep, everybody. Yeah, I don't have a sleeping, where'd my sleeping thing go? I must have left it somewhere? Oh no! I can't sleep, everybody. Where did my sleeping... I left my sleeping mat somewhere. Alright, well, you know what this means. This means we're in trouble. I've got to get caffeine. I don't know where I left the bedroll, but I don't have a bedroll now. So, that's bad. So let me, let's see what we can do here. Drink? What is this? Tea? No, let me, I don't want to melt snow. I think I must have left it far, far back. This is my concern, that it was not recent that I left it. I think I left it some time ago. So let's pick up some coffee. I've got some coffee right here. And, well, I'd like to use the coffee. So... I cannot make one. I find them. You know, that's the... I find them. Can, cook coffee. Let's do that. Roast and pepperoni. Yeah, so I'm gonna just hope I didn't want to walk across that. I think I know where I might have left it the last time I slept, but like that's not great. Not great, everybody. I mean, I have another one, I think, somewhere. I mean, it's not great. So anyway, like, Ian Corzine right now is my last hope, but I don't like the fact that I have to pay him $500 to find out if he's interested in what I have to say. Do you know what I mean? So that's distressing. I could try, now the other people I could try would be the EFF, the Electronic Foundation Freedom Foundation. I can maybe try them. But like the reason why doing it on Discord defeats the whole purpose. The whole purpose is I want to do public education, right? Like I don't want it to be locked away. I want it to be accessible and available to people so that people can have access to education, right? Like, let me drink this. Like already my teaching is at a private university that's very, very expensive. And so, a lot of people don't have access to the kind of education that I give. And I want to do this as a
Made it through
form
another
of
night.
activism. Do you know what I mean? Like I want other people to be able to have access to the kind of education that I really wish I could sleep. I wish I could sleep. But I cannot because I have no bedroll. And I'm concerned about the travel. Well, there is a house that we're heading towards. And maybe, you know, we will find it there. One hopes. Yeah, so like that's the thing. Doing on Discord is... And look, here's the thing. Somebody said what you could just do it as a live stream and just not publish the VOD. Which is doable, right? If I don't have the VOD, then there's that. But my understanding is that the RIAA has really gotten into being able to find out if somebody's playing music live and then doing live strikes. So like if it were last year, then I'd be like, okay, I will just do the live stream lecture and then not publish the VOD. Like that's easy peasy, right? Like I'll just do it live, not publish the VOD, and then I won't have to worry about it, and then we'll be fine. But they are now doing live strikes. Now, will they live strike me? I don't know. I can't say. I am not particularly famous or important, but they could, right? Like they might. And by the way, I'm gonna repair things, which will lessen my load. Yeah, and I am just very... And here's the thing, if they strike you bad, then you lose your channel, right? And this is how they do it. This is how you chill. This is how you erode the public domain. This is how you erode fair use. The way that you erode fair use is that you make it so risky to chance fair use, which this would be 100%, that people feel like they can't do it because the risk is too great. And this is how they do it. This is how they get you. This is how they do it. That's it. Oh yeah, I should save. The lawyer aspect is complicated because in part they're paid for their knowledge, so they'd have to figure out how much they're willing to tell you as a client, how much they'd allow as public info. Yeah, no, I just want to know if they would find my case, if they would take my case. That's it, right? Like before I give them $500, I just want to know if this would be something that they can do. That's it. And if they say no, then I don't go there. If they say yes, then I give them $500 and then they tell me stuff. Have a random question. When is the new season of Critical Role starting? I want to start watching now that it's a whole new show. There's going to be a 4 or 8 shot miniseries. 8 shot miniseries that's starting on the 24th. And then 8 weeks later after that, I think, or like a little bit shortly after that. Such a garbage how we've gotten to the point where even the most clear-cut case of fair use is like, good luck. Yeah. Are strike issues similar between Twitch and YouTube? YouTube is worse. Because the RIAA was not actually interested in Twitch until the pandemic. They just weren't paying attention to Twitch until recently. And in the last couple of weeks, they started doing some stuff before. It was causing a little trouble, but it wasn't like super, they weren't like super involved just yet. But in the last month, they just put out a huge set of strikes. So that it's been like there's been a huge escalation of them calling strikes on just in the last month on Twitch, because Twitch sent out an email to all the creators being like, hey, like we're not really excited about this, but we want to let you know that the RA is just coming around like just going through everything. And so you should maybe like unpublish your stuff. They gave us heads up, and like I appreciated that. They were, I've got a little bit more time. I'm gonna have another cup of coffee. Is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have just another cup. I'm gonna just do this because no, dang it, because you know Mackenzie is going to die of being exhausted. So just gonna. I've got a lot of coffee, so it's fine. The H3 lawsuit was a big win for fair use, but it still cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars to defend. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to, but I also am super, super tired and I have this fire still. And so while I have this fire for 15 minutes, I figured I should probably take advantage of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's also interesting how Twitch itself wants no part in helping out the... No, they can't, Wild. They can't. I'm sure they would... Like, they're trying to do what they can. They're doing more than YouTube has ever done. They can't actually do anything because if they do, then they can be sued. Like, it's how the DMCA is written. The DMCA is written in such a way that if the content creator does anything at all, anything, they can be sued, and they no longer... Because it's like, basically, there's a kind of like a law that basically says that content creators are not responsible for the things on their... Like, if you're a web domain host, you're not responsible for the things that people say, because if you were, then there basically would be no internet, because people would just sue the internet provider. And so... Twitch and YouTube basically survive because they're not currently considered held liable, but if they got involved, they would be. And then it would be basically the end of them, basically. So, yeah, basically they use their safe harbor. And so but I will say that people like to talk smack about Twitch, but Twitch sent me an email saying like, hey, heads up, this is what's going down, and you know and they said, look, we have contacted them, we've tried to make some kind of a deal, we're trying to do something, and they're just not responding to us, and that is more than I've ever heard from YouTube, to be honest. Thank you, Krillin. Thank you. That's what I meant. That is what I meant. I meant platform hosts. That is, thank you. That is exactly what I meant. That is what I meant. Thank you. I misspoke. Thank you. Yeah. So like, I'm not mad at Twitch at all. Like, because also they have a vested interest in this as well, and they had a shutdown. You know what I mean? Like they would like this resolved in some kind of way as well. To be honest, Twitch, Amazon, and YouTube, Google are the only two entities that actually could defeat the copyright strikes. That is also true. It's unsafe. So I think I'll just take it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that water. I am concerned right now. Did I do something bad? Okay, I think we're good. We're good. All right. We are good. We're going to go walking. We're going walking, everybody. Right, my lovies, I need to go to bed. Oh, thanks. All right, so let's get out of here. We walked down this route, and maybe we can just get out of here, you know? It's good to see you, Gritty. Also, because I don't have enough firewood, I'm going to break this down, and I'm going to be a little bit overburdened. I wonder if Amazon or Alphabet are the dues-paying members of RIA. And I don't think they would be. At least maybe they've got something going on. So yeah, it's really like like I'm not mad at Twitch. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm really not. Some people are, but I don't think they understand the position that Twitch is in is not a good position. Sure. Here's the map. We are in this little space, but we cannot walk around. I tried to get out that way, but clearly there's no way. Like that's a dead end. We cannot travel that way around, so we have to go. We have to walk back, unfortunately. I will be hosting CR tonight. I am looking forward to it, as a matter of fact. I am. I have to tell you some other things as well. I've got to tell you some things. So, look, what I really want to do is I really want to do a lecture, and I'd like to do it. I may not be able to do it in June, but I maybe could do it in July, but I need to talk to a lawyer first. I want to make sure that I am covered before I talk to the lawyer, and the people I have contacted have not responded, which is frustrating. How late do you want to stream tonight? I got a late start. Yeah, I got a late start, so I'm thinking probably 9:30. That'll still give me time to, like... I've got food in the fridge. I can nuke it, and I think that'll be fine. So I think that... I'm good with that. I think that will be groovy. I'm not going to break down those branches, because that's just a lot. So, let's see. How are we going to get out of here? That is a very good question that I am not... Oh, no. Papers? No, you don't get to control my computer. No. Sorry. No. There we go. Somebody wanted one of my programs. One of my... I might be in trouble, everybody. How am I going to get out of here? Because I can't go the way I came. I cannot go the way I came. Let's see if there's a way out of this place that I'm in. Yeah, so... Yeah. This is a bit of a conundrum, isn't it? Well, let's be, what's the word? Thorough. Systematic. Yes, please! I want to hear the crazy, oh, you want me to tell the, oh yeah, you want me to tell the crazy hamburger story, yeah, I will tell that story, that is fair. So look, I want to, long story short, I very much want to do a stream, I would love to do that, but I need a lawyer to get back to me. And if I cannot get a lawyer to get back to me, that is going to be difficult. Do you know what I mean? So that's where we're at right now. We're at the moment where I need to get a lawyer. And Ian Corzine is like super famous on YouTube, and I do not trust the setup. So, you know what I mean? Like that's yeah. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking. So I had another option, and this one would be, I think, on Discord. Oh. I will tell you, I'm going to tell you my Hamburg story about how I didn't sleep for 3 days. 3 days-ish. I would love to just kill those bunnies and eat them, but I feel like Ice Bunny will be upset with me if I do that, so I won't. So I had an idea of another alternate thing that I could do, but I don't know if it's like... It would have to happen on Discord, if I could get it to work. And it would be, like, people... I think I can maybe make it out that way. Okay, we're good. We're good. I just need to... Like, alright, we're going this way. We're going this way. I thought what I could do, and again, if it were on Discord, I wouldn't get in trouble, and I wouldn't be sad for this to be on Discord because eventually other people are going to be able to get access to it anyway, so that'd be okay. But, you know, I was in this documentary that's currently on the festival circuit, and it's going to get a wide release on the 15th of July, and I've been doing, like, you know, panels and whatnot and talks about it. But I thought if it were doable, like, I don't know if you can do, if you can watch a movie via Discord with people, but I thought if I can't do a lecture, what I could do is I could do a screening of my documentary, of the documentary that I'm in, it's not mine, of the documentary that I'm in, on Discord. I could do that for the 1,500 followers. I thought that could be like a possibility. I really wish this were, like, this terrain is bad, everybody. I haven't killed any bunnies recently. Ice Bunny, you're safe. So I thought I could do that. Thought I could, because here's the thing. I can share screen on Discord. Yeah, okay, if I could do that, because the documentary is not currently available, and it has its wide release right on the 15th. So I thought I could maybe do that. I could, I was like, oh, I could maybe do a screening of my documentary, the documentary that I'm in. It's not mine, on Discord for like the 1500 sort of celebration. I could do that. I am very concerned about what things are looking like right now. I am concerned about how I'm going to get where I need to go. People, this is not looking good. This looks like a dead end. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can. The landslide, all right? The landslide brings you down. The documentary is called No Ordinary Man, and it is a documentary on the jazz musician Billy Tipton, who he was like a regional jazz musician. He had a career from the 30s to like the 60s, 70s, and then he died in 1989. He died of a bleeding ulcer because he didn't want to go to the hospital or see a doctor, and so he just bled out. He died, and when the paramedic came, it was discovered that he had been assigned female at birth. So right, he's like a trans man, and then there was like a lot of ridiculousness around him. Like really terrible publicity and oh, people, I don't know if I can climb over all this business. This is a question. I'm gonna try that big rock first, and I'm gonna see if we can. Oh yeah. So it is. I wonder if I can go this way. It does not look like I can go that way. So, people, I don't... well, this is a bit of a... yeah, this is what I'm saying, Vatil. It's Sprankle City, right? Like, it's like, do you want to sprain your ankle? I bet you do. So, I'm going to eat food right now. Because if I eat food, then I will have less weight in my pack. So, that's... just me being practical right now. That's it's good times. This is what we're doing. It's just like just a little bit of that. Like this is me having less weight right now. Yeah. So I thought I could do that. I was like, that could be like a cool thing that you couldn't get somewhere else. Like that could be fun. And I'm glad that I've watched the documentary first. Because I watched it with a pal. I was like, oh, let me just go watch it. Because I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do. And when I watched it, I was just crying for like the second half of the documentary the entire time. And I was like, it's a good thing that I watched it first. Because now I probably will not be a wreck of tears in front of you all when I watch it the second time. So that will probably be better. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save right now because I'm going to try to do something that may get me killed. So we're going to do this. Oh, maybe I won't die. Maybe I won't be dead right now. Okay. All right. Okay. This is not bad, right? Like we're currently not dead. We may not die. This is great. I'm feeling like death may not be on the cards. And I'm feeling really good about my life right now. I hope you are too. So I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about doing a 12-hour stream that would be the GURPS Arena, like our first real shot trying out the GURPS Arena. So I thought that could be a nice, like, let's just do a marathon stream where we, get a certain number of people to sign up, and then we do the marathon. We just go. We go until somebody wins the tournament. So I thought that could be fun. Trooper reassuring us in himself is just the kind of motivational. Yes, that's how we do it. Okay. So those are my two thoughts for like the 1500, because like 1500 is a big number, and I was like, for 1500 we could like do that maybe. And I thought that could be fun, right? So I'm thinking we could maybe even do both, like both is possible. I don't know if I need to go this way, right? So I'm gonna try not going this way, even though I'm sure there are very cool things to discover. We're gonna try to be a little bit more direct. Because I'm so exhausted, I want to sort of try to get to places where I think it's more likely that I will find a place to sleep and a bedroll than not. And if we can do that, I wonder if I left the bedroll in that workshop spot, that like shack. Because if so, then we can get it on the way back. Oh yeah, Hawkeye. I will put out a sign-up sheet and everything. It'll be really good. When I watched Wind in the Willows for the second time, I was bawling my eyes out from the beginning because I knew the ending. So what I'm thinking is that what I can do is prep the GURPS Arena, and then when I finish moving, after I like unpack and get the internet and get everything set up, I can do, because here's the thing. We're not going to start Kolos until the first week of August. I'll have like this session 0 the last week of July. And I see that deer, but I'm not going to kill it, right? Because I've got food? Maybe? Although maybe I should kill it, because I don't think I've had a deer recently. I could try. What if I try and I kill the deer and then I'm super cool and everybody's jealous of me? I mean, no one's going to be jealous of me. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not how it's going to work out. But I wonder if I stealth, it'll be easier. Yeah, let's do that. We're good. Also, the deer doesn't need to walk away from me right now. So this was my thought. My thought was I could do a screening of the documentary before it gets released main, like, and then I could also like do this big GURPS Arena, which I think could be a really nice marathon stream, and do it like on a Saturday, like starting at noonish or something, like on a weekend, so that people who are in Europe can do it if they want, is what I was thinking. Right? That was my thought process. I might be able to carry the food and then just eat it slowly, quickly, all the time. And, just a little, just a little. I'm going to look, I imagine I'm going to get to a sleeping place soon. And then everything will be different. My life will change. So that's what I was thinking for 1500. And then I figured we could do like a different thing for like 3000 would probably be the next one. And if we get 3000, we'll do something like, I don't know what we do for 3000. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, come on. All right, here we go. Hold on a second. Wait. Okay. Nope. I feel like I might have hit that one that time. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. We didn't kill it. We thought about it real hard, but we didn't. We're gonna survive that. We're gonna just survive that, and it'll be fine. Just moving forward with our life. Moving quickly as possible to a place where we might be able to sleep. And that's it. And then I'm going to tell a story about Hamburg. Yeah, so this is what I'm thinking. Breathe, relax, aim, squeeze. Barator in the Army, we did breathe, relax, aim, squeeze, because that is an acronym, which is BRAS. And they would say, "No, nobody forget your bras." And then that's what they did. It's not that. What it is that your aim, how steady your aim is dependent on how tired you are, how hungry and how thirsty and how cold you are. And Mackenzie is currently very tired, so I think it'll be very difficult for him to have a good steady aim at the moment. So let's go this way and see if this will get us there faster. Yeah. And I'm not gonna take the mushrooms because I have some already. You know, I'm trying to be responsible, right? And like, because look, we just need to get to that. We just need to get to the space. We get to the space, and then we can reassess our inventory. We got, like, everything will be perfect, and there'll be no problems in life. So what I'm thinking is that, look, I need to tell you this. I have 13 days before I move, ish, and within those 13 days, I think I might need to drive up to Massachusetts. To take some stuff to storage and then drive. I was thinking that jerk along motion. Yeah, no, that's actually just, there's like a sway that just comes, I think, because I'm exhausted. Not me, but Mackenzie. Yeah. Can I maneuver? Oh, look, there's a place. I'm feeling good about my life. So there you go. So I'm thinking, look, I need to tell you this. I am going to be streaming Saturday over at Table Story for the Q&A for Midsummer Mysteries. And my friend Talia, who's one of the writers on Clockwork Dominion, is going to be there. I asked her if she'd, join us, and she said she would. So she's going to be there to talk, and which I'm really excited about. And I may or may not have Simply Divine. It depends on how things are working with Dot. We will see. So I'm thinking, everyone, that this week should be my last week. Camo bras, and now to maybe think of big army guys in camo bikinis. Time for my game. Oh, I'll see you later, Baron Tor. I think actually this should be my last week of streaming. I don't think I should stream because I've got 13 days, right? I'm gonna see. Oh, she's gonna be on the show. She's gonna actually be there, so I'm really excited about that. And I don't know if I can't go because I haven't really viewed. I lurked some. No, of course. So I need to make it across. This is not a sleeping place. Baron Tor, have a lovely time. The question is, can I make it through here? The answer is going to be yes, right? This is
could end up being useful.
It could be, Mackenzie. So I don't know whether or not I'm going to be streaming next week. When do you expect to Atlanta? Asking for selfish Cthulian reasons. I'm expecting to move like July 1st is what I'm expecting. Like that is my expectation, because my lease here ends like July. Look, so here's the thing. My lease ends here like July 6th, technically, I believe. The lease in Atlanta starts July 1. I like to have a little bit of overlap if I can. Oh. I'll take this. Maybe it can be useful. And if so, I would like, and some of this is going to depend on when I can get a U-Haul, but my goal would be to get a U-Haul so that I could start, and also I've got, oh! Hey, everybody.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Oh, hey. Okay. No. Hey, okay. Okay, everybody. How are you doing? How's it going with you over there?
Look. The lights.
What about? Are you okay, Mackenzie? Do you have a concussion? Um, yeah, that was a little distressing. I'm gonna eat food right now. Also, what is that music? I'm gonna eat the wolf meat. What was that? What was that music? I didn't like it. Yeah, escalated super quickly. I wasn't into it. Wasn't into it at all. Okay. Okay. So, where am I? On the map. Okay, all right. Food. Okay. Oh, okay. So there are lights. Also beautiful. Oh, hey, look at that. That's gorgeous. I don't know. Oh, hey, look, there's a fire. Yeah, we didn't have our bedroll. Like, I don't have a bedroll right now. Oh yeah, I did. I got caught up on sleep.
Is that a campfire?
It is a campfire. Is anybody? I don't. Okay. Yeah, I'm worried. I'm gonna tell you about Hamburg. So, what I'm thinking is, if I can get a U-Haul for around the 1st, like right around then, I can drive to Atlanta, which is like a 14-hour drive. And I don't know if it's better for me to take that in one day or two. Like, is it better for me to? Oh, that's weird. Hey, how are you, guy? How are you doing? How's it going? I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm gonna just like boil some water while we're here because I kind of think I'm running a little bit low. So we're gonna just, do that while we're in this moment, we're gonna save one more time because I'm just a little worried. Yes, Trooper, the green aurora is beautiful and a sign of why things are the way they are. This is the Methuselah dude. Like yeah. Hey, Methuselah, how you doing? Oh, okay, you can walk me through the drive. So, Prax.
How goes the war, my friend?
War?
The war between man and nature, of course. The lights in the sky, you and the bear. The cold.
How do you know about the bear?
Hunger. The old fights returning.
I'm worried about
Did you scare the bear away?
There was no bear when I found you.
Interesting.
Perhaps it isn't yet time for your paths to cross.
Listen, old man. I'm not sure.
You still believe things are going to go back to the way they were?
Lights in the sky.
Remember, I said they were a reckoning.
I'm worried.
They're powering the lights around us?
Oh.
Now you see.
Oh.
This can't be.
Ooh.
It doesn't make sense.
What does this mean?
It doesn't make sense, and yet it has happened.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay, Prax, you're gonna walk me through it because you are amazing, and you're gonna give me places to eat and sleep. Eat, drink, right? Because like what I need, Prax, this is what I need. I need. I can tell you where I'm gonna live. I have to find the address somewhere, but I need cafes where I can work because my goal is to get up in the morning, do a little bit of workout, go to a cafe that has Wi-Fi, sit at the cafe and write. Like my goal is to go out of the house, read and write at a cafe for like 5 or 6 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and then come back and like do streams and whatever. So this is my my plan. But Prax, this is the question I must ask you. When you drive from Ithaca to Atlanta, do you recommend one day or two? Do you recommend doing it all in like the 12, 14 hours in one go? Because I feel like if I have music, that should be fine. Or do you recommend doing like 8 hours sleeping at a motel and then doing another 8? What is your recommendation?
So,
You got
this
me.
is some kind of recurring aurora borealis?
Possibly.
2 days. Okay.
Affecting the electricity,
Thank you.
the power.
And everything dependent on it. Animating it or destroying it. Perhaps both.
And you knew this was coming.
No, but it was only a matter of time. This has all happened before.
Really? Well, that's interesting. My P.O. box is always good. I haven't set up the... Because right now my P.O. box forwards here to Ithaca, and I'm going to re-up, and my P.O. my mail forwarding ends July 1st, and I will then start my mail forwarding from the P.O. box to Atlanta. It's one of the reasons why I have a P.O. box, because it is my home, because it's my home. Yeah. Oh, good. Prax, thank you. I'm going to follow your advice. You have done this multiple times, so I'm going to follow your advice 100%. I also wanted to ask you about Agnes Scott, because I wanted to reach out to them and see if they wanted me to give a guest lecture while I was there.
I've had a lot of
and I
trouble
figured you
with
probably know
wildlife
people.
lately. Is it always this dangerous around here?
I've seen many strange things, of course, but the birds and beasts, their rhythms are their own.
I've done it before.
The patterns of nature have been interrupted, broken. Even those who once knew how to read them are now confused.
Interesting.
What do you think's spooking the wildlife?
I can't say for sure, but the lights in the sky may hold the answer.
Name game.
So, you think the aurora is influencing the wildlife too?
Atomica.
There is much in nature.
Wait, hold on. No, wait. With space finished, what does that mean? No. What? There we go. Okay. Yes, thank you. I didn't mean to press buttons. Hold on. Here. Yes. I am going to name game it. Oh, wait. Before I name game it, I need to just check my water. Finished. Hold on. I have to check. I've got all sorts of... Oh, hey, look. Recycled can. Let me just take it. And let me... do a little bit more water just while we're here. Do you know what I mean? We'll just a little while we're here. Good. Okay. Now here. Now I have got 2 songs and Hamburg. The time I didn't sleep for 3 days. Yeah, I get to hang out with Dot Fox. I get to hang out with. There are a couple of like Stiver. I get to hang out with Stiver. I get to hang out with April. I get to hang out like Lindy is in Florida and apparently not too far away from Georgia. So like there are people I could hang out with, and yeah. So the name game. Come on, everybody. I say now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F, or an M will appear. Then I say boo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fanner, and foe. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain, then a fee, fi, and a mo. I had a thought, and then I'll say the name again with an M this time, and there isn't any name that I can't rhyme. Hawkeye, 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 Bobakeye, Banana, Fanta, Fofakeye, Fee, Fi, Momakeye. Hawkeye, Prax had a thought. I had a thought. Also, don't let me forget about the thought. It's important. Peach. I'm thinking that, because here's the thing, it's really like, I'm like, oh, I get a lot of, like, I'm like, when I have cafes that I can go to, that's usually the best way for me to get work done. Like I get up, I go to a cafe, like I'm there from like noon to 4, noon to 5. They always say you should probably not do more than 4 hours of intellectual work a day is what they say, if you want like long-term sustainability, because your mind basically starts degrading after about 4 hours of like intellectual work. So like probably do like 4 hours of intellectual work, like reading and writing, note-taking, then go home. If I don't have a stream that day, like do like a little bit of like maybe an hour or two of brain dead stuff, like just like formatting, that kind of stuff. So like if I have a cafe, I usually get a lot of work done. That's like usually how I get work done. Cafes or being on trains. So I feel like being in a city where I can get, and the place where I'm living is like Edgewood, Kirkwood, that sort of sweet, whatever that's called, is 4 points, four something, is like in a walkable area. So there should be things around there. And so I'm really excited about being in a place where I can walk to a cafe and work. And I think that I will get a lot of work done. So I'm very excited about that. So I thought it'd be nice to see a Koloss streamer trooper was co-located with at least one other player post-vaccines. Uh, thank you. We be able to visit Luxie and Bean. Wait, where are they? Where's Luxie? Where does she live? Where's Luxie? Because if I could, then I would. Little 5 points, thank you. Is there a trick for someone who has a very soft fiber nails to play the ukulele? The instructor, you can use a pick, unless you're finger picking, or two, a clear nail polish. Like if your fingernails are very weak, more, what is it? Vitamin, what's the vitamin? D or E? One of those vitamins. E? D? No, there's something else people use for their nails. Anyway, clear nail polish. This is for Atomica, because Atomica, I did not forget. Thank you. I'm going to sing We're in the Money, as sung by Ginger Rogers, from the film Gold Diggers 1933, which means I'm going to sing it in Pig Latin. Earway and hey, the anime. Earway and hey, the anime. Eve way up, gay, up, way up, way at wakes to take gay on way. Earway and hey, the anime. Eat ice skates, I already say. Oh man, the aviation pray, we are who trail still my way. Even eat red lions lay, red brands lay, today. And when we see the emerald, we'll look like the eye garret and the eye. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of ways to get along. Thank you, Atomica. Thank you for that excuse to sing that song, which I haven't sung in so long, and I missed it. I miss you all. Vitamin E, thank you. Oh, Orlando. Oh, gelatin. That's the other thing, Hawkeye. Thank you. Prax, I had a thought. It's a thought, but I don't know if this is practically good, but you would know. So I really think that I need to, because the bedroom that I'm moving into is going to be like 10 by 11. So it's going to be about the size of this office itself. And I need to fit like a lot of things in there. So I'm going to order a loft bed. I'm going to order a loft bed so I can put the desk, like a loft bed that has a desk in it. So I'll have the bed up top and then the desk below, and I can fit my bookshelves. So I think I can fit everything in, but there are some things that I cannot fit with me. So I think I'm going to want to take those things up and put them in storage in Massachusetts. So here's what I'm thinking. Prax, if I'm going to go and drive, it's a 6-hour drive. Oh, interesting. I don't have a car, by the way. I wonder if there's a train I could take. I don't have a car. But I'm gonna bring this up to Luxie. But if I drove up to Massachusetts in a U-Haul van and to put stuff in storage, I also don't know how much space there is in my storage unit right now. It shouldn't be too heavy because mostly my storage unit is just full of empty boxes. We'll see what's in there. Anyway, but if I drive the van up to Massachusetts to drop off stuff in storage, and then I gotta drive back to Ithaca, are you on the way? Like, are you on the way between Ithaca and Somerville? I'm just asking because if I'm driving, like, we could have like lunch. Right? I will answer that question, Rissa, but not right now because I might answer later. There's a reason. Hamburg. So I am gonna do just a little quick check. Okay, because if if where you live is like along the way in some kind of a way, right? Which is like totally possible. Like, I don't know. Then like I could stop by and we could have lunch. Like, that would be really awesome. I would love that. Like, if there's a way to get from middle of nowhere Ithaca, if there's a way along the way, then I would like to stop by and visit. That is what I'm saying. I'm at a whatever spring rest. Whatever. Oh, I see what's going on. Good. Okay, good. This is frozen? Why is... Okay, let me just drop this then, if it's frozen. Because it should be less frozen, and I can just let it unfreeze while, while I'm standing here waiting for stuff to go. I asked him about stuff the other night in DM, in MUSI2. So, this is what happened. Jormund, if you're still here, I'm going to tell you the story. So, every year in Germany, there's this big festival that happens at Pfingsten, or Whitsun is what it's called in English. And it's like a 3-day weekend kind of a thing, like it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sort of a weekend sort of a festival. And every year it's in a different city. And every year that I was... Yeah, right, which is super... Okay, good. So I decided that what I would do is... I don't think I can build anything else. But so what I thought I would do is I was going to go and, like, this one particular year, it was in Hamburg. And I'm going to try to keep this PG-13 rated. So I had to take the train from Augsburg to Hamburg, which is like the entire stretch of Germany, more or less. That's a long, 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 long train trip. So I had to get up, like, I got very little sleep the night before, like 1 or 2 hours the night before. I took the train up, and I think I got there, like, late 30. I think let's see. Like, I've got 4 more minutes, right? Yeah. And... I was, so, like, I took the train. I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before. So I was there. It was all... Friday night, I got a little bit of sleep, not a whole lot of sleep. No. See, here, I gotta leave it active because this way I can, the water will go. So let me take it. Right there. And then this one should be good as well. Perfect. Great. And how is this doing? Wait, we're gonna let this unheat, unfreeze, as we're talking. So, and I'm gonna finish the story. So it's like this big festival, and I got some sleep Friday night. It has not thawed yet. Not a lot. I got not a lot of sleep, but I got some. And then I ran into a woman that I'd met before, in the year before, like in Munich, I think it was. And she says to me, there's this nightclub. You should come to the nightclub. And I was like, okay. So please note, I've had like very little sleep at this point in time. I've had like a couple hours. And I went to the nightclub that was like special for this festival. And the nightclub had a dark room in the back. And so I did not get any sleep at all Saturday night. 0 sleep, none. 0 sleep because I was occupied. And then, like, I wandered around, hanging out with folks. That was, Saturday night? Like, all Sunday we were hanging out and all that, right? And then Sunday night, I also don't sleep because I am busy. Also Sunday night. So I got like 3 or 4 hours Friday night, did not sleep Saturday night, did not sleep Sunday night. So that was 2 nights in a row that I didn't sleep because I was busy. And I remember there was like a diner that opened at like 6 in the morning called Malaria, and we went there to get food, but I also hadn't been eating a lot because I was busy. And so I'm trying to eat this food, but I haven't slept in like it's Monday morning, and the last time I slept was like Friday night for a couple of hours, and I'm not really hungry at this point in time, so I'm like, the thing is, this is like, okay, so it's been like Friday night, I got a little bit of sleep. I was very active and not sleeping at all. And then it's Monday morning, and the thing is, I was going to go visit friends in Liverpool. Oh yes, Volpez, I was in my 20s, and this is the only way you could do things like this. The only way you can do things like this is since you're 20s. And I was going to go visit friends in Liverpool, so I had a ticket to take the ferry from Hamburg up to Newcastle. So I went to the docks, and I couldn't get onto the ferry until like noon. And it's like, now it's like 9 in the morning, so we've got 3 hours before I can get on the ferry, and like the docks are completely empty. So I'm sitting on this bench, and I'm like, I just can't fall asleep. If I fall asleep, I will miss the ferry. So I force myself to stay awake so that I do not miss the ferry. The ferry finally comes. I can get on the ferry. I get on the ferry, and I go to where, like, I have a seat, like they've got the, like, it's like you can, it's because it's an overnight. Here's the thing: the ferry trip from Hamburg to Newcastle is overnight, so it's an overnight trip, right? So I have a chair that I can sleep in. So I take all my stuff, like my banjo and my bag, and I put it in my chair. And it's like like 1, and I think to myself, I could just go to sleep right now because I have not slept. Like, it's Monday and I've not slept since Friday night. But I thought to myself, I haven't eaten enough food. I should go eat first. I'll go eat first. I'll go to the restaurant. Sometimes you make choices. Like, I'm going to go to the restaurant. I'm going to eat first, and then I'll come back and go to sleep. And I'll go to sleep. Like, I'm just going to go get lunch. You know what I mean? I'll go get a lunch, and then I'll go to sleep right here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and sleep until the next day. And I go to the restaurant on the ferry, and it's a piano bar, and there's a guy playing the piano. So I'm eating food. Like, I actually have food. It's pretty good. And I'm talking to the piano player. And he's playing, and we sing a couple duets, and then he says to me, "Hey, you're a good singer." And I was like, "Thanks." And he's like, "Would you like to sing with the band tonight?" Like the ship's band, because like there's like a band, there's like a band that like plays a gig. It's like, if you want, I can get you to so you can sing with the band tonight. And I was like, sure, yeah, I'll sing with the band. And he's like, okay, the show's at like 9 or 10 or something like that at night. And I was like, okay. So I was like, oh, I can't go to sleep. It is like 2-ish in the afternoon. And if I go to sleep right now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to sleep through this concert tonight. And then I'm not going to be able to play with the band. So I'm not going to go to sleep, because if I go to sleep, I'm going to miss it. So I stay up until like 9 or 10 o'clock where the show happens. I go to the show. The band pulls me up on stage. I sing with the band. We have this big concert. It's really fun. I sing like 5 or 6, 7 songs, things they know. It was really neat. And then, of course, the show doesn't end until like 11 o'clock or midnight. And then when the show's over, remember, it is now 11 o'clock or midnight on Monday, and last time I slept was Friday. And then the band says, "You're cool. Do you want to go to the crew quarters on the ship?" And I was like, of course. So they take me down to the crew quarters, and we drink vodka, and I don't sleep again. And then we get into Newcastle, and it's Tuesday. So I did not sleep from Friday night to Tuesday morning one time because I was busy doing things. And some of those things were music. Those are things that I wanted to tell you. That was right, like the band wanted to hang out, so like I'm gonna hang out with the band. Why wouldn't I? Speaking of which, how much water do I have? Do I need more, or do I not need more? Like, how am I? Oh no, oh yeah, no, I'm not thirsty. I know, it's fine, and I'm good. We're great. So yeah, that's But look, how many times, like, I have a story. I not only got to sing with the ship's band, I got to see the crew part of a ship that nobody ever gets to see. Their rooms are very small. Like, they've got, like, super small, cramped bunk rooms that are, like, wild. That's not healthy. Look, how old was I? I was in Germany, so I was somewhere between 22 and 25. And yeah, I just was hoping that wool scarf would finish, but it didn't. I'm going to save the game. And I had a very good time, is all I'm going to say. I saved, right? I did. I saved. I had a very good time. I was very busy. I was not able to go to sleep because I was busy, is all. I don't know, but it's thawing. It's just not, it was just like frozen. It was like 100% frozen. And so I think it just takes a little bit of time. Let me quit out of this and then we can talk about what's next because this is exciting to me. So yes, that was the time that I spent like almost 4 days not sleeping and not having enough food. But I also had some pretty wild times in Hamburg that were good, and also I played with the ship's band. So that was exciting. That was like super exciting. What am I tell you? Okay, so tomorrow I'm not going to stream because I don't have a thing to stream tomorrow. I do have some things that I'm thinking about, but I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I'm going to pack, right? I'm going to sort of pack and test something. What I'm going to test is I'm going to test to see if I can attach my PS4 to one of the monitors that I have here, or because if I can attach the PS4 to one of these monitors, then I don't have to bring my TV with me to Atlanta, which will save space. So I'm going to see if I can either attach the PS4 to one of these monitors, which I hope I can, because it's like an HD monitor, so I might be able to. If I can do it, then I don't have to take the TV, so I'm gonna have to test that. So a couple things I have to test out. But Saturday at 2 p.m. we'll have a Q&A session for a post-show breakdown for Midsummer Mysteries with one of the writers of the show, which is really, really good. She's really nice. She's really cool. She's a historian. So if you don't know her, you should go and watch and meet her. I may or may not be playing Simply Divine, depending on how Dot's doing. And oh wait, so Hawkeye, you attach your PS4 to the monitor, to your HD monitor, your computer monitor. Yes, you do. You do. You do. You do. Okay, so I'm gonna just test it. I'm gonna test it, and if it works, then I am golden. I'll just have to figure out how to do it, and I might have to rearrange some stuff, but it'll be fine. I'm gonna have to order this bed and a mattress and that kind of stuff. But so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just do some work. Saturday you can see me at the Q&A. Sunday may or may not be, what's the word? Simply Divine, depending on how it goes. Yeah, no, they have HDMI, so yeah, I will check it out. Yeah, and as for next week, which will be, because like, wait, what's the first? When's the first? The first is in 2 weeks today is what it is, right? No, I'm gonna get the loft bed. I'm going to get the loft bed because the loft bed will, I think, be cheaper in the end. Because if I get the foldaway, I'll have to get the foldaway and also a desk. And I think that'll be about the same cost as just getting the loft bed. So I think I'm going to just get the loft bed. I may have to adjust some settings on my PS4. Okay, I will check it out and see what's up. So what I will say is, I don't know if I'm going to stream next week. If I stream next week, it would be Long Dark on Thursday and Outer Worlds on Saturday. I don't know if I will stream or not. I might. It really all depends on how the coordination goes for bringing things up to Massachusetts for my storage unit. Because to be honest, I'm probably not going to pack up all of this stuff until, like, this stuff right here is probably some of the last stuff that I pack up. So I'm going to pack up all the rest of the stuff first, you know what I mean? Like, the books will be gone and all that kind of stuff. definitely. But I probably will not pack up the actual computers and the internet until later. So I may stream next week, but I don't know. I'm going to play it by ear based on getting a U-Haul van and going up to Massachusetts, which I hope is going to be just like a day trip. So thank you, Yormord. Yormord. It was good to have you here. Thank you. And July 1st is a Thursday. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to miss that stream, just so you know it. But I hope, like, my goal, look, I need to tell you something, and I cannot tell you something because it's a secret, but I'm going to allude to it. My goal is to get everything set up and settled in Atlanta by, at the latest, the second week of July. Not only because I've got an RPG with Rissa the second Saturday of the month, but also because I might have a game that I'm going to be in on a channel that I cannot tell you about just yet, that will require me to order some clothing from a place that I hope that I'm going to order and then we'll send to Atlanta and will arrive hopefully in time. But my point is, I've got a game that I'm going to be in as a player that I can't tell you about. Plus, Blue Rose and The Witcher starting back up again, like second half of July. So my goal is to be in Atlanta and unpacked within the first 10 to 14 days of July. Like, I want, by the time we hit mid-July, I want to be unpacked, internet set up, computer set up. Hopefully I only miss one Thursday. Do you know what I mean? Because I want to be able to go back to my streaming because I will miss you all. And like, really, if I could, I would like to be able to do something for the 1500 on the Friday, or like, like around there. I'd like to do something in July. I want to do some RPGs in July, Friday or the weekend on my channel. So like our July game, because we did for June, we did Necrobiotic, and I want to do something for July, and it might be the big arena, the GURPS arena, which I think I would probably be able to have time to sort of get together. So for 1500. So that's my goal. I want to make sure that everything is set up by early mid-July, first third of July, so that I can then do some cool streaming, get back to streaming, do something kind of cool RPG-ish, and then of course be ready for Blue Rose, which if you haven't watched the solo episode of Blue Rose, you should. I mean, I'm not the boss, you do what you want. But Blue Rose, The Witcher, those are starting in July. This show I cannot tell you about is starting in July. So that's 3 shows starting in July, and then of course Kolos, which starts in August. We have our session 0 is in end of July, and there's another show that is not settled yet, but I hope will open in August. That's it. Yes. Oh, Atlanta's place for costumes. Oh, yeah. And then that's going to be 6 months. 6 months in Atlanta, and then move in back to Massachusetts January 1. That said, I want you all to know, I'm going to go now because I've got some food to microwave, but I'm going to be hosting Critical Role in 20 minutes for their recap of session 2. And if you want to watch the recap of Critical Role's season campaign 2 in a chat that is friendly and nice, then come and watch. It'll be good. Also, I am going to. When will I have time to? All those shows are in the evening, Coldrake. So the idea being that I work during the day and then I play at night, right? So I like, I can't sit with all this. So sorry. Yeah, no. So it's just So it's and I was just asked to do a stream on Monday, and I'm going to say no to that one because I'm trying to keep my Mondays and Tuesday evenings open, free. So right, so I'll be like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe, and Sunday, right? So like those days, but during the day, so like I should have like a good chunk of like every day I can do work during the day, because I don't have any during the day streams anymore, which will be good. Anything else? Did I miss anything? No, I'm not missing anything. I'm gonna have Chinese food. And research from midnight till dawn. Still not something. No. Like, the working is the research. Like, I like, because the thing is, I can't read for like 5 hours straight. So what I'm gonna do is like read for a couple hours and then write for a couple hours. Like, alternate reading and writing so that I use different parts of my brain. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna do it in a cafe. And right now I'm gonna get my food and then I'm gonna do my wrist exercises because my wrist still hurts, but it's better. Um, it's not gonna look better to you, but watch this. Look. Mm. That is a lot more mobility than I had before. So like I'm feeling really good. That's it. I'm gonna go eat, and I will see you back here in 20 minutes if you like. We have look. So I forgot to do the socials. Hey, if you'd like to follow or subscribe, please do. If you want, also you can join our Discord. We have a Discord. You can also, if you want, follow me. The YouTube channel is Trooper SJP, where I keep, all the YouTubes, the YouTube archive of wear the brace. Oh, definitely. I'm actually mostly wear the brace most of the time. I wear it when I sleep, and I wear it most of the time. I just took it off right now because it's a little hot and sweaty. And you can find me at Academic Foxhole on Twitter. Also, you can find me at Academic Foxhole on Patreon, and the Patreon goes to pay for the casts, like the pay for the RPG streams that I do. And it's currently like $150 a month is what we're currently earning, and a show costs, if you don't pay me, costs, what is that? 70, 140, 400, 480, 560 bucks a month is what it costs. So like the Patreon clue does not cover everything, but tips and bits have made up for it. Your turn, my turn actually saved our bacon for this last season. Expect a Patreon after action report for this month, the last two. I'm going to be writing that before I move to Atlanta. I want to get that done. Just sort of say, hey, this is what we did. So that'll be coming out. And by the way, I never Patreon lock my updates, like my state of the foxhole, my after action report. So you can always just check out on the Patreon to see what we've been up to. And I hope I can get enough stuff done that I can get some Colos behind the scenes work done, because there's a bunch of stuff I really want to do for Colos. So anyway, there's a bunch of stuff going on, and you will see it all. And I'm really excited about doing something cool RPG wise in July before all those shows start up. And we're going to see, but I'm going to go. So, take care of yourselves, and you all are the best. And I am honored that you all hang out with me, because you could just be like, whatever. And also you never have to if you don't want to, but there's a lot of people competing for your time, and you all have busy lives, and that you spend some time with me is pretty awesome. So thank you. And I will catch you on the flip side, everybody. Bye.